Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, as well as those watching on YouTube. Iwanyk, Shawn Belle, YouTube Trev with you here today on the Hangout. Lots to get to here on the show today, and we will get to the idea that I could beat you maybe in a 200-meter. Bellsy?
No.
I want to see that. Sign me up for that. That would be awesome. I've got
One of two things would happen. I'd destroy you, or I'd blow a
I
hammy.
wouldn't say you'd destroy me.
Dude, I used to run track.
This would
Do
be
you see the
legendary.
how the little body weight I'm carrying?
You're built like a Kenyan. I'm built like a freight train. When freight trains start moving, they're hard to stop.
Yeah.
So where this actually going to go? Where this all came up with was on two guys and a goal yesterday. The cast threw up that we should do the EST Summer Olympics. I know you guys on the morning show talked
EST
about
games.
the games, which is like,
It's just like who can mow a lawn faster,
Yeah.
like just like dad games.
But then
essentially.
Cass was like,
I'm
we do.
interested.
yeah,
He's like, let's do
that'd be fun.
decathlon, and we all pick our own sport. Now there's like we can't do surfing and stuff like that. And I did say I would take the 800 meter because I think I could beat everyone
You
over
could
the
have it.
distance or
I think
400.
so. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
But so I was worried about the 100, and then Cass said something about you in the 200, and I was like, I think I can get you in 2.
No.
Yep. I don't know. I like these competitions. I really do. It's fun because we're all pretty competitive. But it would be cool like down the road if like we can start like those. We could upload those for like videos on YouTube.
100%.
That would be so much fun. I feel like the Nasties would love to see it. We'd be talking about it. Yeah, and just go watch it. You know what I mean? That'd be so fun. But the 200-meter Bellsy and Matt Iwanyk, oh, I'd love to see that.
Well, it'd be all of us.
Yeah.
You'd be in it too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd be.
It wouldn't be like 1v1.
Okay.
We'd all have to do it, and like if it was like a decathlon type thing, it'd be pointed and stuff how
Yeah.
you finish.
It
But
would-
I would like want to. I'd need to crush the runnings because I don't think I'd do well in some other events.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could crush the running, just not the 100 or 200.
And I don't think I could do the 100. I don't have that burst of speed to start.
You could probably
Eric
do
would beat
the
me in that, I think
4, the 8, all that fun stuff. You do all the long distance running. Take your claim to fame for long distance. Leave the other stuff to us.
The 200. I don't know.
200.
I would want to try this. You want to go do it right now?
Yeah, let's go in the hallway. Well, just how quick the burst would be.
I don't need that.
Yeah, man. Because right now
I
you'd
will
still be
close
on the
gap.
blocks, and I'd be off the blocks. It'd be down the hallway by the time you even got off the
I'd
blocks.
close the gap.
Come on.
That'd be,
I don't know. Okay, so now if you
Put
guys
up a
got to
poll,
pick an
Zach.
event, if you were doing like a decathlon, everyone presents one event, and you got to pick something that's going to like suit you, what would you go with?
This is interesting.
It is interesting.
Well, like, so what could I be best at?
It has to be from the Olympics, basically.
Okay, I like this. I've always liked. I was okay at long jump when I was younger. That's one thing I did. But maybe like I like throwing things. So like javelin or
That's bold.
what is it?
It's very bold.
Is it
I'm
discus?
just saying it's
Have you
bold.
seen the size of Matt Cassidy?
That's you got Cass and you got Bellsy
Yeah,
here.
Well, I know, but like I've got
and you've even
good
got
technique.
Dusty just for his sheer size.
Yeah.
Dusty and Milne.
I think I could throw further than those guys.
I would give him that. I think he can throw further. Dusty won't have the technique
No.
down
No,
at
but
all.
he's got sheer ogre size.
Yeah,
so,
but he's going to throw it off the line or
gonna
whatever.
launch that
Ogre.
thing.
He's going to throw it off the line or whatever. Trev will be smart enough to keep it within.
Keep it in play.
Fair.
Milne maybe, but I'll still take Trev on that one. But you have no shot against Bellsy or Cass.
No, probably not.
So that's why, like, take an event that
But,
you're giving up to two other guys.
But if I place third, like at least I'd get
Yeah,
a
you
medal.
still medal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, no, but it gets over all of.
Okay, well
I
then
guess,
first.
yeah.
Well then first. Well,
You want
what
something
can I
that's
be
first? 'Cause
first?
I said he has. Tommy's got golf. I think he wins at golf, and I don't think there's another sport he's picking.
Yeah, he's pretty good at golf. I hear.
No.
I think
Somebody in the nasty chat, Calvin C, said Cass should take boxing.
Cass should take boxing. That's
yeah,
literally
that'd be
what he did as a player.
just yeah, that'd be good to see. I'd be able to see
that
that.
sounds fair.
Yeah. Well, then maybe swimming. I like swimming.
That's actually what should happen, though. Is
I
that
like swimming.
everybody's name should go in a hat, and the other guy should be picking the guys in that spot.
Yeah, really, like who they can, what they can, like compete.
So could you imagine like a race in swimming between me, Cass, Mild, and Dusty?
Dusty used to go into the pool before morning shows.
But that would be funny. That would be funny to watch.
It's okay, everyone.
In just a 50, and not even 100.
I
So
would.
slow, just so much splashing.
The best part would be to do this side by side with the Olympic athletes.
And just watch that line go by.
do the delayed start too. We all jump in the pool. We go for a bit. We get about halfaway, then we throw the Olympians in.
Oh man, that would
Dusty
be
has
amazing.
goggles over his glasses. The water's coming in. That would be so good. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I wouldn't do well at the swimming. I used to be such a great swimmer as a kid, and
Really?
the few times I've gone in now, it's like this is a workout.
It is a
so
I
workout.
do not have this at all.
It's so hard.
Yeah. That's mine. Maybe the backstroke 50.
I think swimming would be a smart one for you.
Yeah, I think so. I like water. I was always swimming like every day. I had a week pass. I'd go swim or just by the creek or the dam. So I'd probably pick swimming. What about you, Belzy? Shock put?
Shot put.
Yeah, you'd absolutely crush it in that one.
The discus.
Yeah, discus would be good too. Arm wrestling, maybe. If there's no arm
Gymnastics.
wrestling. Gymnastics. Could you imagine?
What's that scene from Old School? I think Vince Vaughn's holding it, right? He's on the rings. He's smoking. Still holding.
Well, we also talked about rhythmic gymnastics, the one with the ribbon and stuff
Yeah.
that you're dancing
that'd be
around with.
fun.
All of us having to dance around with that.
I guess like
That's a sport built for Tom.
yeah. I guess yeah that Tom would be all over that. I guess like one that I could target, same with Maddie probably and LT, is the pole vault, because you guys are bigger. You'd have a hard time with. You need a big pole.
Yeah, you could keep that thing, man. Cass would need an iron pipe. He'd need rebar.
That'd be fun.
Pole vault high jump, I think, would be very embarrassing on all of us.
Yeah, no, we would all suck.
Oh,
I could do a little bit of high jump,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'd go too far. Pole vault, I don't even think I'd get like to the halfway point.
No.
I don't think I'd be able to do it right. It'd just be up, down. By the way, this news just coming from the Edmonton Riverhawks. They'll host their first playoff game Saturday, August 10th, 7 o'clock. Tickets on sale now, tickets.gohawks.ca. So this Saturday, you can go watch the Riverhawks. Due to travel considerations, Edmonton will host the opening game of the 3-game series, with games 2 and, if necessary, 3 taking place in Bellingham as they go against the Bells. So fun weekend coming up here in Edmonton is Saturday. Right now, forecast sunny, 25 degrees. You got Riverhawks Sunday, 24, and sunny. You got the Edmonton Elks taking on the BC Lions. So let's go Riverhawks.
There you go.
no kidding.
Caca.
Yeah,
As
that'll
they
be fun
would
to
say.
see. It'll be pretty
How
cool.
good do you feel right now with the whole elk situation, Tre Ford?
Oh, yeah, I did a literal lap at Century Casino inside the sports park.
When I was away, I kept seeing all the different things happening, and then as soon as Tre Ford came in for that one game, he threw the three touchdowns. I just was like, Maddie is probably gloating right now somewhere.
It was all, the biggest vindication was this past week, because he then finally was the starter. It wasn't garbage time. You can't tell me it was just the end of a game. Hamilton didn't care. You couldn't sit there and say there was a bad defense they were going up against. They were going up against a really good defense.
Yep.
And everything that I and everyone else on Tre Ford's side said the entire offseason came true.
Yeah.
He can pass the ball, he could run the ball, and open up the run game. And that's what happened. And this offense looked scary. The question is, was that just one game, or is that what is signs of things to come?
I feel because the field is bigger in the CFL that having a mobile quarterback helps it so much more. Because even if you
agree.
you get the rushers coming in, you get closed off, like the escapability and just having that extra room, going lateral, just if you have that speed advantage, you could probably get that corner, which, for a guy like Tre Ford, extending plays is huge.
I agree with that. I think it's also for the Elks too, with their offensive line, they can't protect a pocket quarterback.
Yeah.
We saw in the first half of last season. We saw it with MBT through the first part of this season. They can't do it. So when you have a mobile quarterback, it looks like it just opens things up. It makes their job easier. that if the pocket collapsed for one, Tre Ford's just going to run and he's going to be gone and he's going to make a play.
Yeah.
And because of that, defenses have to approach the offensive line differently.
100%.
Because if they just come in fully blitzing and Tre Ford gets around the blitz, he's gone for 30, 40 yards with his legs.
Yeah.
So now it's okay, well, you can't fully blitz. You got to keep protecting him, keeping an eye on Tre Ford. So that takes a little bit of less of the numbers coming at that O-line.
Yep.
And also the fact that they might just assign plays where you move him outside to one of the sides.
Yep.
And boom. So now you got to protect that. But then all of a sudden, if he hands it off, like if Tre Ford is the type of passer that we saw on Saturday, I don't know how defenses stop this Elks offense.
No, there's too many variables, right?
Yes.
And it's, you can play action is very hard. If you have the running game for play action, it makes it really hard. So now all of a sudden you're sitting there saying, okay, well, I got to go into the box and protect against a running back who could probably, hit a home run or spring for at least, 5-10 yards. Or if I crash the box for that running back and then all of a sudden here goes the quarterback out the opposite side, well, it's just good luck.
Yeah.
And that's what the CFL is. And you see that with so many different quarterbacks that have come in here that are mobile. They all of a sudden they have just a little bit more room and they make more plays.
I am pretty happy. The first time of my life, I was actually like, well, this season, obviously I know being in with you guys, I want to watch more football and whatnot, but I was actually, and I don't have cable or anything, so I was refreshing my phone and I was keeping in tabs with the game, and my grandpa, my family back home, I know they'd be super happy for me because that's awesome. All my family liked like football, CFL, NFL, and I just never really got into it. But and I'm intrigued to what you guys will say to this because I'm curious. Like I'm confused. I don't know what's going to go on going forward, but with Tre Ford and MBT, you see it in hockey, and obviously it's different sports, but I'm just curious what the dynamic is between a starting QB and, between MBT and Tre Ford, because you look at the starting goalies in NHL, you got Stuart Skinner, Calvin Pickard, if it was Calvin Pickard or if it was Jack Campbell. Like it's a team thing, right? Whoever's getting the job done, whoever's winning, they're obviously cheering them on. But is MBT, is he happy? Is he like Tre Ford, like, let's go, we need these dubs? Like, or is he like he's pissed, right? Like
because he came in to have that job.
Yeah,
the guys brought him in to have that job, but at the same time, Tre Ford was probably sitting back saying, I'm pissed too, but I'm going to be a good teammate.
Yeah.
But now that the roles are reversed, I don't know. I would in football, I don't see that situation in terms of like, starting QB to backup QB being the same as a starting goaltender versus a backup.
It's different.
Goaltender.
Okay.
I feel like it's a little bit different. So I could see MBT saying he's
like,
pissed.
damn it. Yeah.
Because was he bad? Has he been terrible?
So in the first four, I got to break this up pre and post bye week.
Sure.
Pre-bye week, he was fine.
Yeah.
In 2 games, he was really good and they lost.
Yeah.
In another game, I felt the second game of the season against Montreal, he actually didn't play well. They lost. The game against BC, he wasn't bad, he wasn't great. So he was pretty decent. He was pretty decent in that time. He wasn't the reason they were 0-4. Since the bye week, the first game against Ottawa, outside of the fourth quarter, he wasn't particularly good. The offense wasn't good. And then the last 2 games that he played were awful.
Yeah.
The game out in Ottawa, he was awful. The game against Hamilton, he was awful.
Is that in one of those games was a game where they played on the Thursday after playing, was it Saturday or?
It was Sunday, Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the Ottawa set.
Okay.
Prior to that, there was Saturday, Thursday, I think it was, between Toronto and BC. So they've had 2 kind of short weeks. He's complained about both of those out of player safety. And he complained prior to the games, generally, I think, for both of those. I will say this about MBT, and just like, I guess it'd also be like, would Jack Campbell have been cheering for the Oilers and success of Stuart Skinner? I think that's where MBT would be. I know one person, who was it that we were with? Was it Tube Socks? I think it was Tube Socks, pointed it out while we were at Century Casino for the game on Saturday. When they showed MBT, and I didn't see these shots, he said he felt like when he was looking at MBT, he looked like he saw a guy that was pissed.
Yeah.
That wasn't happy that his team was winning.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't the starting quarterback.
Damn.
100%.
It's a difficult, because I get it. I'd want my quarterback to be kind of pissed, but I also wouldn't want them to show it.
Yeah.
Because, like, at least coming into the season, he talked about how he's here to also develop Tre Ford. Well, you weren't getting it done. Now it's trades time. And at that point, you knew that you're coming in and there's this good young quarterback. And if they need to go to him, it's going to be his.
He probably, when he came in and signed, he was probably promised by Jones that you're going to be the starter for the full year, and we're not going to play Tre Ford. Tre Ford will be down the road. So him coming in, obviously, he's probably Kate. I'm the starting quarterback. Maybe my job's safe. You know, you get in. You probably expect the start of the season, to go a little bit different than it did. And that's why I asked the question, did he play bad? Like, was he that bad over the course of, you know, the amount of games that he played? Or was it just a situation where you had to throw him in? Right? Because that offense was sputtering. Mm-hmm. And, like, you could see the play calling's actually changed a little bit. Everything was dink and dunk with MBT. And because, obviously, like you mentioned, the line couldn't protect him because he's a pocket passer. So now all of a sudden you got plays in there that are able to be extended a little bit because the legs of Ford just allow it to be different. So you're probably seeing like they're going after it more. There are deeper passes happening than ever before.
Yep.
So now you're probably sitting back and if you're MBT and this is just probably the psyche of where he's at is like, well, I can make those throws too. But you didn't give me the opportunity to do that because every single time I was in the game, it was like, Kate, here's a dink and dunk pass. It's an up and out, you know, for 5 yards, or I'm going to hit my running back in the flat and see if he can do something. But you don't have, because he's got arm talent.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I will say is, and I've pointed this out a few times in post-game shows, there were many times this season, MBT's throws, he wasn't hitting his receiver in stride.
Yeah.
He was underthrowing his receivers. Yeah. He might be getting them the ball, but it wasn't in a spot. Like what we saw, Tre Ford had a great touchdown pass to Tevin Jones this last game, 93-yarder, whatever it was. He stayed in the pocket. He stepped up in the pocket, delivered a perfect ball where he hit Jones in stride.
Didn't slow down. Yep. That was so sick.
And so then Jones could catch that and just keep going with his burst of speed.
Yep.
This season, MBT is when he's made a couple of those plays, the receiver has to slow down or stop to catch that ball, and then he gets caught because he wasn't hit in stride.
Yeah.
That actually MBT's arm this year hasn't even been the Tre Ford through one game and a quarter has been better than McLeod Bethel Thompson's.
Yep.
And that's the other part to this. So that's where it's like, I'm sorry, like you're a pro McLeod Bethel Thompson. I hope if I understand, like I don't want him to be perfectly happy that he's been benched. I would have problems with that. But I hope he understands that for the betterment of this team, Tre Ford right now gives the team the better chance. And you have to now be there to help develop Tre Ford. You have to be there that when Tre Ford comes to the sideline on a bad drive or whatever and sits down and goes, they break down play. You're there helping him dissect it or figure things out.
Be a glue guy.
If I was a coach, I'd give him his time to be pissed off and then say, Kate, you've got your game, maybe 2 games. Now you need to be a good soldier.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how he's thinking too, right? Like, Kate, those are my 2 games. I'm pissed. Now I'm back up. I got to make sure that I do what, you know, is expected of me as a teammate.
And he should be the backup for the rest of the season. I think we've hit a point here where it's Tre's season now.
Yeah.
Let him go. Let's see what he can do, and let's develop him and see at the end of the season, is this the right guy to build this franchise around?
Yeah.
And if so, can you then also get a contract done with him?
Has he not proven that yet though?
For me, he has.
Yeah.
But also, the one thing I will say is I haven't seen last year he was 4-6 as a starter. He lost the last 4 games of the season. So that's where it's can he do it over
a full season?
3/4 of the season now? Be consistent and carry this team to victories.
Yep.
That's what I still need to see to be fully confident that he's a legit star in this league. He might be a serviceable quarterback. He might be a good starter, I think, right now in my mind. Mm-hmm. But can he be is he a star quarterback, though?
Yeah.
He has the potential to do it.
Yep.
But can he do it now over the course of his season? So to me, that's what I still want to see. If he can go out and they could go and, like, look, they're not going to go in every game. But based on who they're playing and the schedule, if the defense could step up a bit more like they did this last week, can they go 500? Could you not have a long losing streak, I guess? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
If you lose 2
nice.
games in a row, that's cool, but you go win the next game, right?
Yeah.
Don't make it 3-4 losses in a row. Can you go do that? If you could go do that this season, then you build around him. The only question I would have is, does he want to re-sign?
Yeah.
He'd probably want assurances.
It'll be interesting.
I'd be pissed off if he didn't.
Yeah, that would suck. That
Not
would
at
really
him.
suck.
Not at him at all.
Yeah.
I'd be fuming at Chris Jones.
Be like, this
Yeah.
is your fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
They should have signed him
your
to an
fault.
extension this offseason.
Yeah.
But instead, they might have pissed him off. And now, and the one thing you see in the Canadian Football League is Canadians, whenever they get drafted, they play their first few years with that one team, and then they always sign back home almost. They almost always go to the team closest to home. And I look at Hamilton, I look at Ottawa. Well, they got Drew Brown, but mostly Hamilton, and they go, there's an open quarterback spot next season.
Damn it.
Does
that
it go
suck?
there?
Oh, gosh. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. So you kind of answered my question, I guess. So he's the obvious starter in the next game. But what happens, do you think, even if they lose that game, if Trey loses
He
it?
should be.
Yeah.
The only way, if I'm Jarius Jackson, I would go away from Tre Ford this season, barring injury,
Yeah, okay.
would be I see like 3-4 games in a row where he's utterly awful.
Yeah.
The game is way too fast. He's not getting anything. There's 2 straight games. He's thrown for under 100 yards, doesn't have a touchdown, throws 2 interceptions type thing. Like we're sitting there going, he has been truly awful for too many straight weeks. Might as well just go back to MPT right now.
Right.
That would be the only way. Like I wouldn't say right now for sure that there wouldn't be a chance that I wouldn't sit Tre Ford. I think there is that chance. But barring that, even if he goes 0-6, I don't think I would pull him.
I don't think you deviate from Tre Ford at all.
No.
Because if you don't, you have to somehow make this up a little bit to him. So Chris Jones is gone.
That's a great point.
That probably eases that a little bit, right? And now all of a sudden, if you're saying, "Okay, dude, this is your team. We're going to build off you," maybe that.
If you're trying to re-sign him,
100%.
that might be the way to have to do
butter
it
him
too.
up.
You might have to. You have to butter him up a little bit.
You're the face. We've stuck with you. Oh yeah, you had these struggles, but we're still sticking with you because you're our boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you. The previous regime didn't.
Well, and that's where I'm very intrigued what the new owner thinks of Trey.
Yeah.
Because I always went through the offseason as they were looking for ownership going, if I'm a new prospective owner, I want Tre Ford because that's a marketable player.
Yeah.
Yep.
The CFL doesn't have a lot of marketable players.
Yeah.
Tre Ford is one of those going, I need to rebuild this franchise, turn things around. Putting up number 2 on billboards and putting him across the city, that's a way to market this team.
For sure.
And so
That's a whole nother conversation that you just opened up there.
But that's where we go to new ownership. Do they actually want Tre Ford? Do they believe in Tre Ford? Because if that's what they do, the big thing will happen. Like, this isn't the same level. So don't come at me in the nasty chat in the Paris Jewelers Unbox. But, a Leon contract's not going to be done by Stan Bowman. They'll say Stan's part of it. But it's Jeff Jackson and it's Daryl Cates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daryl Cates is involved in that contract.
For sure.
Connor McDavid's contract, Daryl Cates is going to get involved in that contract. It's the owner. Tre Ford, the owner, is going to have to step in and be involved in this one.
Yep.
Because it's, we want you, we believe in you. I want to make you the face of this franchise. You're my next Ricky Ray,
cool.
Damon Allen, Warren Moon type thing. Like, that's what the owner's going to have to be involved if they want Tre Ford. Because I think that's partly how you're going to have to convince Trey to stay.
That's
is you're going to have to go to the very top, and that person's going to come in and go, yeah, Chris Jones ain't here.
Yeah.
I agreed with getting rid of him, partly because I need you. I want you. You're my guy.
Yeah.
Chris Jones was not the guy.
It all starts with that negotiation to see where his head's at. Like, if he's just downright pissed off at this organization and the way that he's been treated, well, then yes, that 100% happens. But if he goes in and he's, everything is good, and he's like, hey, yeah, there's a little bit of a hiccup, but I'm ready to roll. Maybe it changes a little bit, and it's just a GM, but it's all depends on the next little bit and how you view him and how you want to treat him and make him sure that he feels like he is the guy and he's got every ounce of support from the franchise.
It would certainly be cool. Like, obviously the Elks games to go into the tailgate, it's been awesome, but like it's Trey time, right? Like, I'm tuning in to watch the Elks, but large part due to the Trey train. Thanks to Maddie for providing that. But like, it's it'll be cool. That like it's a huge win, and he keeps winning, he keeps starting. Like, that impact, and if he's getting these talks from the owners and he's seeing what he's doing and the building starts filling up, that has to be enticing, right? That's got to start winning him over a little bit.
I think you're like, part of it is it's tough.
Like, he
for
goes
this,
to the
but-
stadium.
All right, but MBT's getting booed as he's coming out for that third quarter against Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
He's getting booed.
That's true.
And that's got to be rough for that team
Yeah.
because it's your team still, and I know that would suck. But I understand also why fans are doing that. But if you're Trey, there's got to be a part of you that like they're not booing MBT because of MBT.
Yeah.
He's not getting. It's not because of him necessarily.
Yeah, it was all directed at Jones.
Well, it's that, and it's also play Tre Ford.
Yeah.
Like
Give
they
the people
want
what
Trey.
they want.
Yeah.
We've seen enough of this guy, number 10. We want number 2. Give us number 2. And then when
Yeah.
Trey comes out for his first series and the crowd erupts.
Yeah, like, that's
if you're
huge.
Tre Ford, like you may be pissed with people in the organization, but it's not like the city's been coming at you.
He's winning
Yeah.
the fans over
Yeah.
for sure.
The fans have been on your side for over a year now, saying, we want you. You're our boy. The fans were going after this organization saying, why isn't Trey playing? Why isn't Trey playing? Why isn't Trey playing? So at the very least, I think for Tre Ford, like, you know that this fan base loves you.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, you could go sign to Hamilton. They might love you too. But you already know that if you commit that long-term extension here, you stick here, this city's going to erupt.
Yep.
It'd be huge. It'd be awesome. It's like Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 1, I think, when he says, they love me after he saved the day. I don't know. Let me know if you get that reference, but he takes off his mask and he's like, they love me. So that literally Trey is Spider-Man. They love him. We love you. Anyway.
That is the best
Take it away, Maddie.
little, like, analogy we can have, or little...
Yeah, it's true. That's all I was thinking. I was just going to
not
say.
expecting something like
I
that
wasn't
today.
expecting that
I was
either.
just gonna say, I'm like, oh, they love me, and then you said they love him. I'm like, well, now I'm going to say it. We all love you. So
I have not seen that movie in years.
yeah.
Is he the best Spider-Man?
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Because there's Andrew Garfield, and then there's
Who's
Tom
second?
Holland.
I don't like
Tom Holland.
No, Tom Holland
Yeah.
sucks. I think Tom Holland had the best movies, but I don't think he's the best Spider-Man. But I think it's
He
just
seems like
nostalgia.
a fun dude.
Seems like a fun guy.
Tom
He's a fun
Holland
guy.
does
Like
seem
he's
like a
he's
fun
a bro.
guy.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
a big golfer.
Yeah,
I
he is,
guess.
and he's really good. Like
Yeah.
he's
He's
a
the best
solid
Spider-Man.
golfer. No,
Yeah.
he's not nearly as strong. I'm just joking. Anyway, I could get into
he'd be
Spider-Man
the-
talk all day. I think he actually
like built wise and stuff. He'd beat up Tobey
in
Maguire
real life,
and Andrew Garfield.
In real life, I
yes,
think so.
he'd beat the crap out of those two.
Yeah,
I think.
but Spider-Man's, he actually displayed the most when he the most impressive feats for Spider-Man when he kept intact that huge cruise ship. No Spider-Man has displayed that much power. So I watched a video on it. It was like that hundreds and thousands of pounds of force that he was able to keep this boat together. And Tobey Maguire's
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
there you
like
go.
he
You
is
just
the most
answered the
powerful.
question right now.
And
Tom Holland was clearly the best.
And he also displayed the highest, like his spidey sense. Like he was blind essentially, and he took on like so many people. It was really impressive. So I think like they gave it to him, but I still like Toby. It's just nostalgia. Anyway, I'll let you take it away, Maddie.
No, that's fine. Somebody, Pender's Pancake says we should do a poll of best Spider-Man. I can't just do that on my phone. You can't do it mobily
No, it's
for some reason, so we can't do that right now.
Zach.
I can actually
Zach's
do it on my
listening.
computer.
if Zach's
I
listening,
gotta take
we'll get
the
a
beach
poll.
volleyball off for a second.
No, that's okay. But Belzy, how was your vacation? You have a good vacation?
Yeah, I had a great vacation.
That's good.
It was wonderful to get away and relax and,
Nice.
just take my mind off of all the nonsense that I had. But,
Absolutely. Where'd you go?
I was in Kelowna.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It was good.
Get on the
I
lake?
got to see a couple. We actually didn't get on the lake.
That's okay.
Where we stayed, we went down. Like we just kind of hung out on the beach. But
Nice.
no, it was good. Got to see an old teammate of mine, buddy of mine from here in the city. He was out there as well. We went golfing.
Nice.
To Tower,
I saw that.
Tower Ranch. It was pretty. It was a nice.
How's the
course.
round?
I actually won,
Oh, okay.
and it's a tough course. Fescue everywhere. So you can hit something like there's one hole where you have to hit it over like this little valley, and then there's like a massive like dog leg left. And so I sliced the ball, and so I, true to form, I went heavy slice, and I put this thing right in the middle of the fairway because that's how big of a like turn it takes. And I go to find my ball, gone. Like, we all saw this thing bounce right in the middle of the fairway. And so we think my buddy stole it.
I hate that.
Because he hit a bomb too. But I think he put his up on the hill.
And then you played yours?
And then he played mine. Because he was the
Oh.
first one up.
Well, did you go check your balls after?
Well, he
Like,
couldn't
did you-
find his ball. And
But
he was
did you look at the balls?
That was his ball that he'd hit. So we might have been playing the same ball.
Well, see, there was the mistake at the start of the round, not knowing what each other's playing.
Well, he ended
Same
up
number?
went in the turn. He went into the clubhouse and bought a brand new set. So we didn't know what he was using. So I was using the ball. I hit mine, or he hit first up on the hill. I hit mine. He hit a second one. We all saw mine hit the fairway and bounce and bounce and bounce. We go up. He's like, "That's my ball." Really? Yeah, that's my ball. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay.
So 2 things I will say. Number 1 is I think you got to start marking your balls.
I'm gonna
I'm
have
not
to.
going to remember which
When you
ones you're
start
playing.
playing
You just got to
with
put
cheaters.
SBs on there. 2, I believe that if everyone believes that your ball was down the middle of the fairway, it's not a drop. You just put it down. You play.
I
from
never
there.
count that.
Because it's how many times like it happens where you hit one and you're like, that is a perfect drive right down the fairway. You go up and you're like, where the hell is my ball?
Yeah.
I hate that.
That was a legitimate situation. It was, we all saw it bounce in the middle of the fairway, bounce, 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 a little bit of roll. We stop it. We're like, okay, it's right there. Perfect. Done. Great shot.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than that because then it just sets your game off, even if you are like being okay. But then I'm like pissed. I'm like, I like that ball. I was doing good with that ball, and it throws you off. So that happens way too much. Ugh.
I can attest to that because I was so choked after.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
it
I
sticks in
hit
your
a
mind.
Great shot, and I'm like, I can't find my ball. Like, what is going on here? And so I didn't want to get into the argument of like, no, that's my ball. No, that's my ball. So I was just like, sure, man, do your thing. But I was rattled because I was trying to find another one.
Yeah, and even like 3 holes later, you're like, that damn ball.
Yeah.
Like, where did it go? It never leaves your mind.
That's why you just get because like even the pros go on the Wyndham Clarks this weekend. I think that's the name of the tournament. There's people looking for
Hundreds
the
of
balls.
people,
Yeah.
they
They're all-
run to them.
Yeah, and when they go in the rough, there's somebody looking and they put a flag in to be like, here's your
Yeah.
balls. And us rec golfers were worse.
Yeah.
We have to figure it out from where we are.
Yeah.
Like, so there should be some, like, that's where it's like, in middle of the fairway, that's not a stroke, free drop. As long as everyone agrees, that went middle of the fairway, plop it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you need to just mark your balls now.
Yeah.
That's totally unfortunate.
You just-
Kelsey.
or
I just
like,
need a bunch of EST balls.
I got a sleeve. I can give you a sleeve of those
So I'll
EST
just start-
golf balls.
I'll
the
just start
golf
using
tournament ones we had.
those, and so then people will know 100%. That's my ball. Don't touch it.
Yeah, that's my ball.
Get some Hello Hockey ones.
Could do that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Boom. Done.
Or just get ones with your face on it.
No. I was at the Jesperson tournament, and he has his face on it. And all you want to do is just absolutely destroy the ball.
Oh, okay.
Like, you line up the
So-
face, and you're like, Jespo, sorry, buddy, I love you, but I'm smashing this thing.
So, like, Tre Ford needs Chris Jones golf balls.
100%.
You need them to hit somebody.
100%.
That's
He's
what you
hitting
want.
that thing
Far.
400.
So, who do we
Every
need
ounce.
to get for Shawn Belle? Oh, I know who we could get on a golf ball.
Kevin Constantine?
That's who I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. You and Cass, I'll get you a
yeah.
bunch of golf balls with his face
Yeah,
on
I got
it.
about 2 other people I can add to those, but I won't say those names. One for sure.
I could get into business here with you
You
guys.
probably could.
I'll get you guys some golf balls. Just
I need two different ones. One for the I'm a little bit upset, and the other one for the oh man, I want to destroy
Smacking
something.
this one.
Yeah,
Give me my smack ball.
just have a whole another bag of just those ones. I'm gonna unload on this.
those would be good for golf tournaments when you just don't care.
Yeah,
Like when you're in a golf tournament, like I'm not the guy that can drive the ball. So I'm the guy that goes up early. Like I always am like, I'm going to be the first drive.
Yep.
Because my goal is put one out there. As long as we've got one out there, boys, bombs away.
Yeah.
And then everyone else could just give her and go as hard as they can and see whatever they can do. And if they're all crap, it's like, well, we've got one out there.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the play. I've learned over the years, always shoot first, because although it may be very intense and stressful shooting first, it'll never be as more intense and stressful if you're the last one shooting and
you gotta
everyone
be safe,
and
yeah.
everyone hit like bombs or that as well. Like you know,
everybody hit a bomb, but it's
Yeah.
like sprayed all over the
yeah,
course.
that's true. That's true.
And then you're the
like,
last guy up, and I gotta hit
and
this
you're
one
like,
down
okay,
the middle.
I don't want the pressure.
you're like, I've got this. Don't worry.
It's even because if I hit, like, I'm not going to get the distance either. So even if I put one out there, like, it's already like, I saved us, but not great one. But I do like putting last.
Yeah. I'm all for putting last.
I
agree.
want to be the anchor on the putt because I can read. I want to see the 3 putts prior.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually a good putter.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, if I'm putting, like, well, most days I'm a good putter. But on the days I'm putting well, it's like, let me read this. I've already read it. I feel pretty good. But let me see the 3 shots. And then I will set up and boom, I'll crush it. Like, I'm fine. So let me be the anchor for putting. But I would rather be the first driver.
I'd like to see
That's
you
the
on
play.
that Tower Ranch course. There were some holes that I had no idea what the read was.
I hate
And
those
it was
days.
like-
I hate golfing when you just all of a sudden look at a green and you're like, that day, I can't read crap today.
Yeah, like you would be putting uphill, and this thing you would try to hit it a little bit harder so that you get the roll uphill, and that thing would be gone. But then you hit it downhill, it doesn't go at all. And that happened multiple times. I was so frustrated from the putting.
I hate that.
I think almost every hole, all 4 of us that golfed, we were 3 putting for sure. Almost every hole.
Oof.
That's a rough day.
It was rough. It was so
was
rough.
rough.
Like, you know, when you get like the hill and you're like, okay, I'm going to chip this thing. I'm on the edge. I'm going to chip it up on top of the hill and let it roll down. So the one time I remember, because I got an 8 on this one, I chip it up on top of this hill. Instead of rolling down the hill, it comes right back to me.
Oh.
The next one, I hit it again, goes up and it rolls, but then there's like one stretch of the green that was super fast all the way to the other side.
I'm done.
I'm like,
Where's my smack
8.
ball? That'll do it.
Get me to the next
See,
one.
I am a good putter generally, but it's those days like I could tell 2 or 3 holes in where I go, I don't have it.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to then be the most frustrating round because
Yeah.
I can't read the brakes on the green and I can't usually read the speed then at that point.
Yeah.
And it's, okay, well, aim straight at it. But if it's a hole that has a lot of brakes, it's like even if I hit straight at it, it's going somewhere that I
Yeah.
have no idea where.
Yep.
And it's very scary.
That was Tower Ranch. It was outrageous.
Where's Tower Ranch? So like in Kelowna area?
Yeah, it's in Kelowna.
Tower Ranch.
It's a gorgeous golf course.
There it is. Oh,
It's unbelievable.
now I know this is like whenever you do these pictures, you add some effects to it,
man.
but that looks beautiful.
It's here.
Oh, there! Look at that. There's a live picture of somebody.
I'll even show you how nice. Like here's
Oh my god,
look at that picture
that's
right
sick.
there.
that's. I've never golfed in BC.
Oh, wow.
In the
Nice.
mountains, I've only heard great things about it.
It's the coolest thing ever.
That is a beautiful looking course.
Look at this course right here. So this is my buddy Tyrell swinging. He's got an awful swing, but he hits it a ton. But just a beautiful, beautiful course.
That's
Here you go, Trev.
I feel like out of anywhere you can golf, I feel like the majority. Oh yeah, that's sick. Yeah, that looks good.
yeah.
The ocean, the desert, or like the mountains. Like the mountains is consensus number 1, right? Like I feel like
To go golf?
yeah, like
Yes, I've never had a lot of people like. There's certain courses I've heard negative things about, but I
Yeah.
haven't heard a lot of people go into the mountains areas and be like, "It's awful golf.
Yeah.
there. Don't go
just
golfing
look
in the
around.
mountains."
It's just like the coolest thing. I've always wanted to go golfing in Hawaii, like just the ocean. Like I had a Hot Shots golf game growing up, and yeah, you're in the desert, you're by the ocean. I always thought that was like really cool. Just you're off the coast and you're like, whoa, like it's insane. But like growing up near the mountains, it was always I never took it for granted, especially golfing. It's just the best, literally the best.
great. I can't wait for next year to golf.
Yeah. You haven't got cleared, eh?
I've gotten all cleared.
Oh, we're good.
I just haven't had time. And then I'm also like, it's this late in the season. I'm like, I'm
There's no
not
point.
gonna rush a lot of
Yeah.
golf.
No, that's
so
fair.
I'm gonna do 3 rounds this year. I think I got a tournament in 2 weeks.
Nice.
I'll do 1 round with my dad, and then I'm leaving 1 open to potentially.
Just whatever.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if I can get that 3rd one in. But then next year, like I'll be ready to go. Like there'll probably be quite a few
You making
days.
the comeback?
I will. Well, I'm going to maybe get new clubs. Try to redo my game because it wasn't great beforehand. But it's going to be one where there'll be a lot of these days in the summer next year. We'll be like, I'm done from here. I'm going right to a course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every off season, every winter, I guess, I'm like, okay, this is the year. And I always tell Maddie, I study up on all the videos I see on TikTok and Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, everything. Like, that's all my algorithm. And then I take my first swing of the season. I'm like, nope, there's always next season.
Do you guys have that buddy that loves golf for like number 1?
Yeah.
Dresses the part. So like when he shows up, He is dressed to the nines. Like everything he
This guy's
has
good.
is like, this guy's sick.
Yeah.
He's got the finder, right? Like to see how far it is. He's got the distance, like everything. But then he lines up and he hits the ball and he is just god awful.
That's me, Belzer.
I was about to say I'm pretty close to that. I don't.
That is me.
I'm not dressed fully to the nines. I have just a golf shirt, golf shorts and stuff. So it's not to the full nines, I guess. I do have the rangefinder.
Yep.
It's an intimidation factor. I know I can't golf good, but if I can look good golfing, then people will be scared. They'll be
I
wary
got
of
one
me.
buddy that literally it fits that mold, and it's the funniest thing.
It's
Because
funny.
we get on the course and you watch him golf, and you're like, he is so slow because he's trying to do the range and he's trying to line up everything and he's hacking it up, and you're like, you're sitting in the cart watching this happen. You're like, my God,
You're like, let's get
look
on
at
with
how
it.
bad this guy is.
It's so
But
funny.
man, does he look great?
Yeah. You're like, you look the part, but you don't play the part.
No.
And it's very funny to
And
watch.
then he's like, he's blaming his game on like, oh, I got a bad wrist. Or I'm like, no, man, you just suck.
You suck, man. You suck.
Okay,
Don't line it up.
One of my favorites. Okay, I'll add to that where it's even worse, where they're like golfing with blades,
Yeah.
like where they have clubs that you're like, that is not for you.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
are
yeah.
not good enough to use these. Go get the performance helping clubs.
100%.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
It's those ones that I see that I'll always feel like, oh,
What a
no,
waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate
no,
that.
don't do that. Don't do that. That's
Oh man.
you got to dress.
Frustrating.
I'm not a tuck my shirt in guy. I
No,
will say
either
that.
I used to be, but no.
Neither am I.
No, yeah, it's got to be tucked out, untucked. I don't like wearing a hat though, and the reason I don't like wearing a hat legit is I don't want a hat tan or
Okay.
anything.
Yeah,
I want my
that'll
forehead
happen.
to get this. I want my like everything. I want a even tan to come on me.
That's
So
fair.
I don't like wearing a hat.
Sunglasses?
Yes,
Sunglasses?
I got prescription sunglasses, so they're the
there
best
you
thing
go.
for golf.
Yeah, look at that.
You can wear sunglasses and you can see where your ball's going, as opposed to just putting sunglasses on. Going, I have no idea where that ball went.
Yeah. I always have
See, like
this.
I don't think I'm very good. Like I think I'm okay some days. So I dress like I'm okay. I don't
Yeah.
tuck my shirt in. When I show up, I put my golf shoes on. They're not tied up. And then if you look at me, you're like, yeah, this guy's
You
average.
came in here with your shoes untied. Huh? You came in here with your shoes
100%.
untied.
But that's like I want you to know, like I'm average.
This is me.
Don't expect a lot out of me. And then if I hit a
But
good
if we
shot,
go for a run
but
for
then
the
if I hit a
200
good
meter,
shot,
no, I was gonna say if we go for a run for the 200 meter, your shoes will be tied when we get
well,
to the
they're
line.
tied right now. As soon as you started talking nonsense, I tied my shoes. I was ready.
That's so good.
No, it's yeah, you can't take it too seriously, but it is a great time.
Yeah,
It's always fun golfing.
it's a great time if you're hitting decent shots.
Wow, that's where you have to. That's where the mental part of it comes in. When you're doing poor, just learn to have fun.
Yeah.
When you know your round's over, like there's times I will also just like be like I'm not keeping score anymore for me.
Matty, I don't think
that
need
happens
to know.
lots.
I don't need to know, and I will then have more fun because
I think all of us are too competitive for that because the day after we had the EST Classic, I was in another golf tournament and I was putrid. It was disgusting. And I was getting so mad. And I know that I'm like, okay, I just want to hit decent shots. I don't care to, put this thing 5 feet from the hole. I just want to be able to actually make contact and the ball to go through the air and then land somewhere, even if it goes in trees. I'm okay with this. But my shots were like skull trees.
Yeah, I know why you're
skull
upset
over there because I'm too competitive.
because you're letting down your team.
I don't give a
Because you're
hell
in a
about
team.
the team.
Nah, that's what, well, then you've got to learn how to.
I want to hit a good shot.
But that's where
Yeah,
mentally you
that's
just
fair.
have to know that it's not my day, and then you have fun with it.
Yeah.
The problem
You
is
try
my
different
team wasn't
things.
drinking either, and I would have just got wrecked. Because then
I'm
I'm
not
like,
saying
my
it-
game's
it-
over.
having
And then
fun
at least
doesn't mean drinking.
At least you can blame. Well, having fun in the golf course is being able to hit something
Yeah,
up in
and
the
drink.
air. But when you're sculling everything, you might as well just blame it on
That's
booze.
where you just play with your
Yeah.
games. That you play with your game. You tinker.
I think
And you,
I'm not good enough to tinker my game, man. I know that I slice, so I line up over here so that it goes right there.
the one thing that helped my slice was positioning of the ball in my stance. I had it too
what I'm doing
far
this year.
forward in my stance, too much to my front leg, and all I had to do was shift literally like half an inch down my stance, and the ball started going straight. I used to have a
Murray
worse.
told
Crazy.
me my hips were tight.
Loosen the hips.
Yeah.
Bellsy.
It's all in the hips.
It's all in the hips.
All in the hips.
I think.
Go on TikTok and just go read the videos or watch the videos like Trev does.
Yep.
I've done those too.
And then it might
I'm
work.
not actually. I've not done the TikTok ones. I've done the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff's not going to work for me. My hips are too tight.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got to get my belly button all the way around. Thanks, Murray. Great
do.
tips, man.
Easier said than done, Murray. We're not all pro golfers, Murray.
Oh yeah, Murray. You think that's the thing that you're going to do?
Yeah.
Just get your belly button all the way around? Sure, Murray. Is there anything else I can do to help my game, my golf swing? No, just belly button. Okay, thank you.
It has to be. It has to be. And Bellsy, you're a professional athlete, but in your opinion, do you think golf is the hardest sport in the world to, I guess, perfect, or even not even perfect, just to start, just to learn?
Well, what are we putting as
I guess
that
I'll say
category?
all sports. Because
Are
let
we
you
adding
jump.
bull riding to that?
everything, yeah.
No, then.
I'll let you get into this right away. I think golf is one of the most difficult sports to be consistently good at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because even the pros
Okay,
can't go
yeah.
for 4 straight days and have 4 amazing rounds.
Yes.
Okay,
It's very
that's
hard
fair.
to do. What's the most difficult sport?
Oh, hell no. Getting on a
think-
1,000-pound bull that wants to kill you, that's the most difficult
I was going to
sport.
say tennis is the way that you're serving that ball, how quick in tennis into such a small little window. You have to get it over that net.
Yeah.
But if you get good at it, you can be consistent with it.
Yeah.
You try to jump on the back of a 1,000-pound bull that's got its nuts tied up, and they're actually shocking this thing to piss it off more. Yeah, no,
They're like,
thank
good
you.
luck. Yeah, because
That's the hardest sport, and I don't care what anybody says. What those guys do in the rodeos, in particular the guys that are riding the bulls, good God.
Second straight day of sneeze on her.
That's interesting that I never would have even thought of that. Because I saw this thing, I think it was ESPN, they put up the 10 most difficult or the hardest sports to learn or something like that. The most difficult sports. And number 1 was boxing.
Most.
Yeah,
boxing.
because you got to get punched in the face every 2 seconds.
2 was hockey.
You got to learn how to skate right
You
off the
got
bat.
to learn how to skate.
is
Yeah,
cool.
I can understand that.
That's that's elite company you're in, Bellsy. And then I think 6 was golf. Or it was pretty low.
There you go.
now.
I found they ranked the difficulty for 60 different sports from hardest to easiest. Boxing 1, ice hockey 2.
Is golfing even on there?
Golfing's low.
Yeah.
I would say it's a football 3, basketball 4,
No.
wrestling 5, martial arts, tennis, gymnastics, baseball/softball, soccer, skiing alpine, water polo, rugby, lacrosse, rodeo, steer wrestling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the top 15. To get to golf,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
golf's at the bottom. Golf is 60.
Well, I mean,
according to
I
them.
guess in terms of
Oh, wait.
Golf is 60. And I don't know
I
what
don't
there's
believe
all
that.
sorts of different rankings in this, and that they
ridiculous.
have different columns. I don't know what those columns mean.
Yeah.
So I can't explain why it would be there. I think with golf, one of the things is anyone could actually go do it. Now it's not the question is it being good at it or is it just doing it? Because Zach golfed, but he shot a 181.
Yeah.
But he still golfed. It's not difficult then at that point. He still was able to play it. He was just crappy at it.
Yeah.
Well,
so
then
to be good at it.
So it's
Well, then how's football to me should be way lower down that list then? Because everybody can play football.
Yeah.
we can
Well, the
literally
moments, anything that involves running right off the bat, the majority of the world can run.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why to me it's okay. I've got a bunch of buddies that are in the rodeo. I see what they do, and I'm like, man, I've got a lot of respect for what those guys do because I've been in the shoots before, and what you see happen to the bulls before they go out, for you to be able to sit on this thing, holding it with a strap, and to stay on, sure. There's a bunch of people that do it at the bars. Big difference. So to me, that should be higher. So if they're talking about,
Yeah.
difficulty in learning how to master the sport, well, sure, you can jump on the back of something and go nuts. But man, trying to figure out how to do that, how not to get trampled, how to stay on this thing,
Just be alive afterwards.
be alive after it. To me, that is outrageous. Should be way higher on the list.
Yeah, I guess it's breaking down what's the definition of difficult then.
Yeah.
Because golf to me, it's not difficult to go play, but it's difficult to perfect.
Yeah. Very difficult.
And consistency,
It blows my mind.
it's hard. If we go look at what happened at the men's Olympics, if we go through the 4 rounds, I don't know. Scheffler probably had 1 round that wasn't that great, like overall compared to his other 3 rounds. And that's the thing about golf, that even the best golfer in the world, through 4 days, he still will have a day where it's just not completely perfect.
Golf should be higher on the list.
Yeah.
Rodeo should be higher on the list. Football should be lower.
I agree.
What was number 1 again? Boxing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's high.
Yeah.
No, was it boxing?
Boxing's
Boxing was
1, I
1.
think.
And then
that what you
wrestling
said?
was.
Mixed martial arts should be higher on that list.
I agree.
Was that like 5 or 6 on there?
I'm going to find that list again.
10.
Where was that list? Here we go.
But I like hockey getting some respect.
Ice
That's
hockey.
awesome.
And they were specific about ice hockey because
Ice
field hockey was later.
Yeah,
Field
yeah.
hockey's 17 on here. So that's why I was specific. I know North Americans and Canadians hate saying ice hockey, but in this one, like there's a reason for ice hockey there because it wasn't just hockeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boxing 1, MMA was 6.
Which is, I think that's fair.
Yeah, like I would put tennis higher than basketball and football.
Totally. I agree.
Yep.
Even and gymnastics I'd put higher than basketball and football.
Yep.
Like baseball, that's difficult.
It's like the hardest thing
To go
to
and
ever
hit,
do is hit a 100
to see
mile.
what pitch, like in that split second or that short time, you have to decide, I can hit this ball or not a chance. It's inside the strike zone, it's outside. Like you have to know all of that, and I don't know how they.
Or the old
It's
Tim
incredible.
Wakefield knuckleball.
Yeah,
You gotta use, you gotta use an oar to hit that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I want to update our poll. I have to go on my laptop for this one. I'm watching men's skateboarding now. Congratulations to our women's beach volleyball team. They're advanced to the semifinals.
Nice.
So we're going for a medal at least in that one.
We're good
I now
at
have men's
volleyball.
skateboard on because it's awesome.
Yeah, that's so sick. Snoop Dogg in the house. That's
Who was the best Spider-Man? Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. We only have 35 votes, but that's good enough for me. 3% say Andrew Garfield. it's not even in the conversation.
I feel
He stinks.
terrible.
For Andrew Garfield?
Like his own series, like his.
What do you feel? It's a vote on EST. I think he's fine.
Yeah, but like, give him some respect at least. Like he did in No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home. Like everyone's always crapping on him for being the worst, but
Yeah.
every like Marvel MCU fan was like, wow, Andrew Garfield outdid Tobey Maguire, outdid Tom Holland in No Way Home as the best Spider-Man. He absolutely crushed it, and I'm pretty sure. As far as acting goes, he's won. He's been nominated for several awards. Same with Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland. I don't think has. So he's
I watched that movie and I thought that Andrew
crushed it.
Garfield looked like he wanted to cry at every scene.
yeah, that's impressive.
No,
That's impressive.
I don't want him to cry.
Well, it's because everyone's always harping on him. Because he's not
just
the
so
good guy,
sad.
and he's been through out of all the Spider-Mans, he's been through the most. He lost Uncle Ben obviously, and he lost Gwen, which is like
Jump quicker, buddy.
what? Well, yeah. That's true. He should have been faster.
He should have been faster.
Those Spidey senses should have been tingling a little
No
bit
kidding.
more.
Here's the one thing
falling.
I'll say
Get
is like
there.
you're saying give some respect to Andrew Garfield. You feel bad. You can only vote for one person though here.
I know.
So like, who is the best? They have to go. Tom Holland's 31%.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire dominating at 67%.
That'd be
Wolf.
Toby. That'd be Toby.
So that's through 36 votes, but Tobey Maguire
Mary
dominating.
Jane.
Toby lost me when he was dancing in that was it Spider-Man 3? Oh my god!
When
What
he
is
had
this, a
the
musical?
Venom suit,
Oh
and he
my
had
god!
the bangs, and he had the
it over?
eyeliner. He looked good. Well, it just brings me back because 2001 was when the first Spider-Man came out. I was 3, and I vaguely remember watching it, but I just remember my whole room, all the Spider-Man. I just watched it on repeat, and that was when Nickelback's "A Hero to Save Me," and it worked so well. So I love that the Nasties agreed with me. You are right. He is the best Spider-Man.
Thank you for
Avery
singing
thinks
for
I was
us.
being too ruthless
To me?
when I said that Andrew Garfield should have jumped quicker.
Quicker.
You're a superhero,
you're not
brother.
wrong.
You can't let your girlfriend die.
Yeah, I know. That's terrible. Especially when you made a promise
hell's wrong with
to
you?
Gwen's dad.
Yeah.
Like, that's
That's
he's
on
like-
you, buddy.
He's like, don't worry. Your daughter is safe with me. Well,
Clearly wasn't.
Who was the daughter? Was that Emma Stone?
Emma Stone, yeah.
Emma Stone died in those?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did not
because
know that. I never
Garfield
watched
can't
this one.
jump.
Garfield. Oh, yeah, Garfield
Maybe that's why they broke up. For life.
can't jump. He just needs to be faster.
Yeah.
Caster 1990 saying Garfield was the only Spidey that lost his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
So he
wonder he's
went
at
through-
3%.
You know something? I respect that. I honestly didn't know that about the movies. I respect that
went through
they
way
killed
more.
a girlfriend.
Yeah, like that's,
Movies don't do that too often.
No,
I
that's
respect
tough.
them for actually doing that, something like that.
yeah. And it
They
was
were
tough
trying to
in No
be.
Way
They were
Home.
trying to be edgy.
I like that.
Yeah,
be different.
It was good.
I don't need the lovey-dovey full always.
No, I don't
Give me
need
the-
that
Give me
either.
the changes.
But I
Such a
mean,
tough
just tell
scene.
me right now, like, hey, he went through stuff. Man, jump faster.
Yeah, he needs to jump faster. He clearly needs to work on his jumping.
Clearly needs to work on his spidey sense. Didn't have enough of it.
But as far as the story, he had the hardest story. And I feel like
Oh,
he
but
should,
it's his
he
fault,
should
though,
win
apparently.
some points.
That's the thing.
It kind of is.
It is his fault.
So then he doesn't get points.
Being a
'cause
crappy
now
Spider-Man.
He's got.
That's why he's
But
at
that's why he's at
3%.
3%.
He redeemed himself in
When?
No Way Home when he saved when he saved Tom Holland's.
Jumped quicker.
He did jump quicker that
So
time.
he jumped quicker
he
for Tom
learned.
Holland, but not his
He's
girlfriend.
learning.
There you go.
And he saved.
just wanted Mary
he
Jane.
He didn't save his girlfriend. He saved the other. So that's very nice that he was able to do that. It's very thoughtful of him. Very Spider-Man-like. Very
He should
friendly.
be up to 4%.
Very friendly neighborhood Spider-Man of him. Yeah, he should at least. I'm sad 3%. That's freaking brutal.
Yeah, but you can only vote for one person,
sad,
though.
yeah.
And that's like, I don't know what, you want people to not vote for Tobey Maguire to vote for Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, I guess not.
You
Yeah.
want them to vote for Tobey Maguire. So you
I
could-
would have liked-
When I said Tobey Maguire was 67%, you were very happy. You had a nice
Yeah.
big smile.
Yeah.
I think he's the second. I think Andrew Garfield should be way better than Tommy Holland.
Not a chance.
in my opinion, but whatever. Whatever.
This is the EST Hangout. Matt Iwanyk, Shawn Belle, YouTube Trev with you here. The official drink of Edmonton Sports Talk. It is 2 Hoots Hard Iced Tea. Real brew tea. Big taste. Bold refreshment. Don't give a hoot. Give two. We're live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio as well as those watching on YouTube. Coming up today at 11 o'clock, it is the Lock Shop. Huss and Pat Gregoire will be on. They have some golf to discuss today. And then at noon, it is Oil Stream, myself, and Zach to come will be on the air. He's got some like trivia questions for me.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Do you think it should really go the other way? I should have had to come up with trivia questions for him.
Probably.
Because I don't think you'll get a lot of them if I came up with it.
Yeah,
But
no.
I don't know. I remember the one day he came to me and he was so excited. And where was it? It was something along the lines of like, hey, this is a tough question. Who's the last team to hoist the Stanley Cup in Edmonton? Thinking that he's like going to get me. And I was like, well, it's the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
In the
And he's just like,
He's like, damn it, he thought he was going to get me on that one. I was like, well, dude.
just a little bundle of joy. Zach,
Like we're a sports radio
It was
station
only
here.
a
Like
couple
we know.
years ago.
Like clearly, as you're saying this, I'm going to be thinking about, okay, you're thinking you could stump me on this. And,
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
What a guy.
See, I'm not really holding out that this.
Who is the captain of the Edmonton Oilers, Nettie? You knew that? You knew that?
Actually, you know what's
Better
funny?
question, Zach. Come
You know what's funny about that? I was at the Holinka Gretzky
Sunday or Monday.
Was it Monday?
Yeah.
And they had two guys doing trivia. And it was like, who from the Edmonton Oilers won the Ivan Holinka Gretzky in 2010? And the names of the three contestants were on the board. So it was like Bouchard, Nugent Hopkins, and this other guy. And this poor guy's like, Connor McDavid.
That's brutal. I hope he
He
got.
burst out laughing, and the other guy like looked at him. He like looks up at the board. He's like, "Nuge." You can just see his soul sink out of his body.
I hope he got booed.
Man, yeah,
I'd be booing him like crazy. That was just brutal.
Connor McDavid.
Connor
Really,
McDavid.
dude, it's on the board.
Connor McDavid was
you guys don't know what you're talking about. I know.
Connor McDavid was 13. Then.
This is a
12.
trick question.
Oh, it's so good.
That is good.
Like,
I want people to start now voting Connor McDavid as the
On
best
everything.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No, it's not any
No,
of those
it's
three.
not
It's
those.
Connor
Connor
McDavid.
McDavid.
Who's the best fireman?
Connor McDavid, really?
Want to get to Road Warriors? Brought to you by AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers, custom manufacturing heavy haul trailers, full repair, service, and retrofit department. Trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large loads. AccuSteel.ca. Already mentioned it. What's going on out at the Olympics? We've got, as mentioned, the Canadian women in the beach volleyball. They've advanced to the semifinals. We have Marco Arope, who is the Edmontonian, who is the world champion in the 800 meter. This morning he raced through qualifying. He's moved on, if I'm not mistaken, in the 800 meter. That continues tomorrow. So yeah, he qualified with a 1 minute 45.74 seconds. He was in the first heat this morning. That continues tomorrow. Overnight, the semifinals gets going 3:30, 3:40, 3:50 a.m. So when you come in for the morning show, he'll have already raced. And then the final will be 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So maybe the Edmontonian can get
Cool.
into the final and win a gold medal. Again, he is the world champion in the 800 meters. So maybe he goes
cool.
out there from, where was it O'Leary? Forgot what school he was from in Edmonton. But he's Edmontonian, going for gold. And then the Canadian men's basketball team just blew it yesterday.
Yeah, that's
Abject failure. I'm going with that. I'm not, especially, they're pro athletes. They don't just, like, I'm not going to be soft on them. They failed.
It was bad.
They went out there and they failed at this tournament to not even get a chance to go for a medal. That's the issue. If they had won and lost a bronze medal game, like it won and got to the semi, lost and lost, I could maybe defend them a bit more, but to not even get to a semis, it's a failure by the Canadian men's basketball
100%
team.
it is.
They blew it.
Yeah, it sucked. I was very invested in that game. And Jamal Murray couldn't make a shot to save his life. Like, I don't know. I haven't looked at his stat line. I was very
He
disappointed, though.
averaged
Like
6
that,
points across the tournament.
yeah, like that's brutal. Like
He's injured.
Yeah,
Clearly.
he has to be.
He better
'cause-
be.
Yeah, like that was brutal. We've seen him just look so good in the playoffs, in the finals. Anytime he's taken on LeBron, he does surprisingly well. I know he posted him with this, like one of the coolest, most satisfying layups. That was like 2-3 years ago now. He's a really good player, but he could not make a single shot at all. It was so tough to watch. And I know, like I couldn't make a shot like that, but like, come on, you're the best of the best. Like, it's a good thing Shea showed up. He looked really good. He was nailing them, but man, it sucked. It was really, I wanted to see Canada USA so bad. That would have been so cool.
Canada just didn't have the bigs.
No.
Which
They need bigs.
Yeah.
we could get mad then a little bit. I'm not going to get mad at Zach Edey himself. I'm going to get mad at the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Because and I do
annoying.
to a degree get it, but they go and they drafted him in the top 10 lottery position, so it's like, well, we need him ready
Ready
for
to go.
us.
Yeah.
But there's got to be better buy-in from the NBA to these things. Then
I agree.
It's like in hockey, I'm sure the owners are going to be pissed off to a degree. They're worried when they see their players go for the Four Nations in the Olympics because well, we saw John Tavares get hurt. What was that, Sochi Olympics, I think, or whatever it was, and Garth Snow, I think, was the GM at the time, and he's pretty like, I just lost John Tavares for a playoff push in the playoffs, not playing for us. Like, I'm frustrated about that. But they go. Soccer, you go. And you go play. And here in basketball, the U.S. team is fine. They can go get their players, but you have the Golden State Warriors hold out Andrew Wiggins and try saying, he didn't want to go. When it was, no, they were trying to trade him. So they didn't want anything to happen. And then you got the Memphis Grizzlies holding back Zach Edey. And it happens to all the other countries. And it's like, America, you're fine. You have your players. Let the other countries get their players too. And for the Grizzlies, for them to be like, no, like, yeah, this is a big event for the Olympics. You go represent your country. We'll see you in the fall.
I want the
They're
Americans
scared
to
of Canada.
lose
I think so.
in the worst way.
Yeah, me
and
too.
not because I don't like the players on their team, except for one guy,
LeBron?
Joel Embiid.
Okay. I was about to say quickly on LeBron, there was a moment yesterday where the
I
crowd
saw that.
cheered.
I saw that.
And he thought it was him because he saw himself on the screen. So he did like the crown
my
gesture.
God.
And it was for some French Olympian swimmer who arrived in the stadium and everyone was clapping for him. But he just saw himself on screen and immediately thought, they're cheering for me. Here's the crown thing.
Cringe.
And then, no, it was for somebody completely not you, LeBron.
That's cringe.
But Joel Embiid,
yeah. I can't stand him.
you're not alone.
I cannot stand him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
A
alone.
little bit
on
of a
that, I
baby.
think.
A little bit of
And,
a dirty
like,
player.
For never having won.
Why is he playing for the U.S.?
Well, he's still a
Well,
top talent.
I know why he's playing for the U.S. because he wants it easy. Because that's not his native country. Like, he was born somewhere else.
Well, you could say that for. I could say that for a lot of.
That's why, like, okay, so
I could say that for like. Well, maybe not. Like Jonathan David's born in New York.
Giannis, sorry, goes and he plays for his country. Awesome. Wembanyama plays for his country. Awesome.
Well,
You go through the list of the different guys, and Joel Embiid is the only guy that I just like to be part of the Team USA. I'm just not going to be part of this other one. Like, get out of here, Embiid.
well, when did he move? But like, it's one. When did you come to the U.S.? Because he was born in Cameroon.
Yeah, go play for them.
Well, what kind of basketball program do they have?
Probably a decent one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
National basketball team. Let's take a look. FIBA ranking, they're 50 or 68 in the world. They're not even close.
I can't stand Joel Embiid. I don't care what anybody has to say about him. He sucks. He stinks. He's the biggest baby in the sport.
He is.
Can't stand him.
There's nothing more satisfying when Kawhi made the shot
And watching him cry. Yeah.
and just sob off. Like, I'm sorry, it's
Like,
sad, but
did you see his antics over the course of the Olympics? Like, have you seen some of the stuff that he's done?
No, actually, I've actually been pretty good at blocking out everything from the U.S.
In the closing game against Puerto Rico, they're up 104-81. He's holding the ball just inside of half. He's holding the ball. The fans start booing him. And so he starts waving him in, putting his ear up, like mocking these people.
Yeah.
He goes up to try to shoot a three from basically half. Misses it by a lot. He like airballs it by 10 feet. And it's like, dude, why? You don't need to shoot this ball.
Yeah.
You're just a donkey and you want to be the troll for just the sake of being a troll. Like, time and place.
Yeah.
Avery saying in the nasty chat says he's been in the U.S. since high school, to be honest. That to me actually then defends you a little bit more for me. If you're born in Cameroon and come at like 3 or 4,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I'd say that there's more connection to America. If you came at high school, you grew up throughout your life in Cameroon, that there is that connection to why don't you go play for your other country. So that one actually opens up where I'm a little more on your side.
You look
with
at
that.
it, I mean, it's different, but how many people come to Canada? Leon Draisaitl, right? He came in high school as well, but there's no way he's going to be representing.
Here's something
Canada.
else.
Well, but he wasn't born to Canadian parents. That's the difference.
Oh, okay.
He was born to a U.S. family, military family. So he had U.S. citizenship
So he did
from
have
birth.
some ties. Oh, okay.
But he
That's
was
good to
born
know.
in Cameroon, and he was, I guess, raised in Cameroon for
Castor
a number of years.
1990 said Embiid has been in talks to play for France, even got a French citizenship so he could play for them in the Olympics. At last minute, he changed his mind and chose U.S. Makes him even worse.
Oh, you want to know something? He made the wrong choice.
Man, this guy's a joke.
I'll say, you go win with America. Cool, America loves you, but you're expected to win.
Yeah.
You go to the host country of these Olympics. You join forces with Wemby, and if you could go on a run and win at these Olympics, you've won the French nation as like they'll forever be indebted to you.
Yeah.
You
Way
just
cooler
like
look.
got an entire nation to love you and Wemby, and they're gonna buy Embiid jerseys all over the place.
Could you imagine?
Business wise, he made the wrong choice.
Could you imagine that? Wemby and him on the court
And
at the
Rudy?
same time?
Oh, I guess Rudy wouldn't be on, but yeah, that would be cool. She just she crushed it.
Did she?
Oh yeah.
They're Canadian
she cleared it.
pole vaulter. She cleared it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
She looked good.
There was a
Doing
Canadian.
it.
We got to keep going that way. Laura
form.
Plante, national arguments suck. They kind of do. It's difficult, but it also, like, for Canada and the U.S. though, it's one where we're from all over the world. Like, again, we go to our soccer team on the men's side especially, and couldn't even make it over that pole.
Suck.
First attempt. That's
brutal.
Jeez. I would get over the first one at the EST games.
Just eating chips.
Poor runs
Pathetic.
there. Strides weren't there. It's like a lot of our players won't be on our men's national team. Like, so we've benefited as a country. Us in the U.S. benefit a lot from nationality agreements and what can get through. But it can be weird sometimes where a player's playing and it's like you have zero connection to this. And Embiid is. He has three options, I guess.
He has three options.
I just don't know if are you stuck then with that option for the rest of your career?
Yeah. Does
Or
it
can he
stay?
go?
Is France ever going to take him now?
Okay,
Like, so you've been in talks with this guy for the entirety of the year. The last minute he says, just kidding, I'm gonna go play for the US. Like, if you're France, you say, yeah, we really want to bring that back.
If he says I play for you, you would take him because who else are you playing? Like, you would take that in a heartbeat. But I feel like soccer, I feel like once you make a decision, you got to live with that decision.
For sure.
That's who you're with. You can't jump around between
no,
countries.
that's such a bad look.
And
I don't think they would take him back.
In soccer, like if you're a youth, you could jump around. The moment you get to senior level, once you play for a nation, you are capped to that nation. You can never play for another nation. And that's what I like. You have to make a decision who you're going to represent. Then.
It's cemented.
So to me, he'd have to be an American the rest of his time.
Yep. You made your bet. Now you got to lie in it.
Beat it.
Well,
Beat it.
that
Embiid.
bet he lies in is a gold medal.
It's a gold medal. It's a walking
It's a
gold,
gold medal still.
Damn it. Yeah.
I just want.
It's tough.
I do want them to lose a little bit more.
So do I.
Me too.
You go look at the
want them to
history of
win.
gold medals. men's and women's basketball, and it's so rare to see them not win the gold.
Yeah.
And it's just, but that's because the NBA colludes with them to help them. If Zach Edey was with Ken and Andrew Wiggins, we would have won.
Yeah.
That's what will help me sleep at night.
Big Maple, clean it up. That's all I gotta say. Behave yourself.
He needs to smarten up.
Big Maple, come on. But you're right.
I like the beef that Noah Lyles and
The NBA players, right?
yeah. It's like NBA or champions of the world, like of the United States. Yeah, and I don't know. It's kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
he called out the Americans because they didn't win the World Cup of basketball last year.
Yeah,
Which I'm very intrigued why he called them out.
yeah.
You're American.
It is.
That's the part I don't understand is why are you calling out your country? Like,
Yeah, it
if
was
he
surprising.
was German, let's say, or he was Jamaican or something, and he said, World Cup champs of what?
Yeah.
I would understand. Why are you calling out your own country? But I do also love this beef.
Yeah, I like it. Respect for sure.
I love that he followed it up with the gold medal.
Yeah, and it was cool because I don't know if you know this, but he was like toying, like he was just toying with like the opposition. He was getting second, he was placing second just so he could barely get in, and it was all over like TikTok. People were saying, he's lost it, he's talking all this smack, and he's not backing it up. Like, look at him trying so hard here, and he got second against this some guy representing the Philippines. And then it was funny. The whole Team USA basketball team was there to watch him lose because they wanted to. They were for sure like they were getting ready to just absolutely chirp him. And then what does he do? He's like. He backs it up, gets gold in the 100-meter sprint, which was just kind of crazy. But it was insane. I do love the beef. I like that he's like.
Well, and now imagine if the
totally
Americans
ripping.
actually did lose in
Yeah,
basketball.
that'd be all time. That'd be
like
so
this
good.
whole
They're he's just chirping his own kind. Yeah,
200 meter today coming up
do
at
you-
12 o'clock. Andre DeGrasse part of it.
That'll be
Do you
huge.
agree with him though?
That they
Like in
aren't the
terms of
world
the
champs.
world champs?
Well, because he was saying that for
It was basketball. It was
yeah,
basketball.
but why
the
was he
NBA
saying that?
win,
He was
right?
saying because the NBA winner.
The NBA winner says that they're the world champs.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
world champs.
Yeah.
And he's like world champs of what? USA? He's like there's no like flags. It's all USA competing with the USA teams. Well,
Yeah.
besides Canada, right?
But it's where I'll disagree with him is this isn't a national of like
It's not
You're
national.
not comparing. This isn't nation and club. Like they're different.
Yeah.
So to me, the NBA is the best basketball league in the world.
It is.
Whoever is the winner to me would beat anyone around the world in a best of 7 to beat the world champs.
Yeah.
Baseball is the one where I could sit there and go, I would actually be intrigued to see them go up against a Japanese team and see what would happen at best of 7 because I don't know if they would definitely
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
So that one is a little tougher for me to say they are world champions. NFL, you are. There's no one is as good as the U.S. in football. It's just no one plays it. It's America's sport. Like you go look at the NFL players by ethnicity. I'm sure it's over 95% Americans.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you are world champs. I have no problem with that. Basketball, I'm okay with it to a degree.
Yeah.
Hasn't Canada beaten the U.S. in football in the last 2 years?
In like those like youth
In the
ones
youth-
or
in
like
And then
like
the
the high-
worlds
in the
that
high school
Jay was
worlds?
covering.
or in like world championships and stuff. It's not
That's
like
2 years in a row.
okay, but
I'm just saying, devil's advocate.
you're not having Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek
Mahomes
Hill
boy? Yeah,
go
no,
up
I agree.
against a team full of Canada. You're not having like you're not gonna have 5
Tre
offensive
Ford
linemen.
versus Mahomes.
Oh, we'll get to that momentarily. But you're not going to have 5 offensive linemen of Canada be as
Actually,
good
yes,
as
you
5
would.
offensive
Yes, you
linemen as
would.
America.
There's been a lot of really good offensive linemen that go down to the States and they crush it.
100%. But are they considered the best offensive linemen in the NFL?
I don't know.
I could build an offensive line with the 5 best offensive linemen in the NFL, and their backups would be the next 5 best players of those positions. Maybe they'd be
Are you playing on a
a
Canadian field?
That would be the equalizer, but that also might hurt Canada.
They'd
You give
they'd
Tyreek
get
Hill-
trounced. Are you kidding me? Tyreek Hill would be
that's-
ripping all over the
He
field.
gets the waggle. Pat Mahomes in the pocket. Hell, put Lamar or Josh Allen in the pocket.
Oof.
It's not.
Could you
it's not
imagine
gonna be
Lamar
fun.
on this Canadian field?
Take what Tre Ford's doing.
He's like the
and,
equivalent, right?
Double
Like
it or whatever.
CFL, the NFL
Like-
equivalent.
Tre Ford isn't Lamar.
No.
So that's where it's like what Trey's doing, Lamar would be even better than that.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
It would be terrifying. Now, there will be flag football at the next Olympics. And that's where, to me,
I thought it was at this.
no, 28 in LA.
It's so disappointing.
And the NFL has said that they want to encourage these players because Tyreek Hill wants to play. To me, I don't know the full rules of flag football. I don't know if you have offense, defense, how that all works. But
it'd be so cool though.
Tre Ford would be my starting quarterback for that.
That'd be sick.
They'd get dusted
With his speed.
So
Yeah, they would. But we should get silver.
yeah.
If we didn't get a silver in that one,
That'd be tough.
shut down football in this
Tough
country.
look, tough
Kill
look.
the Canadian Football League. Kill all the
We're done.
universities.
Lights off.
We're the only. No other nation plays this. It's the U.S. and then us. That's it. If we can't get a silver at a flag, just end it. We're done. We're done. I'm done with the green and gold shows. I'm done. Moving on.
So Maddie, there's obviously the talk about they released the top 100 football players, like the NFL players do the top 100. Yeah. Tyreek wins number 1.
Yep.
I
think it's a new contract right away.
No kidding. I'm listening to Twitter and Colin Cowherd, who I think is an absolute moron.
Can't stand him.
Can't stand him. But he goes in and he goes, it is embarrassing for the NFL players to not have picked Patrick Mahomes. And it's disrespectful for them not to pick Patrick Mahomes. And I'm sitting there saying, like, Patty Mahomes is lethal. He is unbelievable. But just because he's not number 1 doesn't mean that he's not like one of the best players in the world.
That's what I love about those arguments. Like it's just the fact he's not given number 1. It's disrespect.
It's disrespectful.
You're basically saying he's the worst player now.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about it, and I'm like, so you jumping on your show and telling the players that they're disrespectful for picking Tyreek over Mahomes is actually disrespectful to the guys that are playing it, living it every single day, and they're the ones that are saying, no, this is the best player in the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question I have for you on that, because you're the former player here. Trev and I can't answer this. How much do you think players actually care about these votes and put it in? Like, and the reason where I'll go with this is the Ted Lindsay Award. I believe the Ted Lindsay Award should be the real MVP of the National Hockey League because it's voted on by the players, not the media. And game recognizes game. But I've had some people come up to me in the media and be like, well, players won't do their research. They don't care. They won't fill out ballots. We do our research, which I'm like, well, not all of you guys do.
Not really, yeah.
Do you think players actually put their thought into things like this, whether it be the top 100 players or the Ted Lindsay Award?
I don't think hockey does as much as football does. I was going to say,
it's so different in sports,
I think it's a different sports have different ideas of how to weigh this stuff. So this top 100 has become a massive thing down in the States for the football players, and they actually want to be those players. Like, I don't know if you saw Tyreek's reaction to being named number 1, but, like, he was ecstatic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge.
It's huge for them.
But are you, if you're that defensive lineman backup, I don't know who gets all the votes. Do you care about filling this out properly? Or are you just going, yeah, Tyreek, whatever, blah, 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 not putting your thought into it? That's where I wonder.
I think they would legitimately put some thought into it down the States.
Do people put the thought into the Ted Lindsay?
I don't think so. I don't think hockey players put as much emphasis on that stuff as some of the other
awards.
Yeah.
So you think Hart is more important than Ted Lindsay?
I just don't think that hockey players put the same amount of effort into ranking their peers as football players do.
Yeah, it's interesting. It kind of goes hand in hand, and every year you see NBA players guess their rankings on the next 2K game, right? And it's the same for Madden, and it's the same for NHL. And you always see, like, the Tyreek Hills, the Patrick Mahomes, they're like, I should be, like, a 99. Like, I should be the highest ranked. I should be a 98. And then they show them their rating, they're like a 95. And they're like, what? Like, are you like, they make the face, like, are you kidding me? But, like, I have yet to see, and it's different sports, right? It's like the dynamic's so different, and it's very interesting. But the humbleness of hockey, I don't know. It's weird, but they don't really put nearly as much stock into that. And you see Connor McDavid, they're like, what do you think your rating is? And the hockey players are always lowballing it. They're like, maybe a 92, and they're like, oh no, you're actually 97. He's like, oh, cool. Like they don't care. Like it's it's fascinating how different it is in sports.
Just for Ted, I hope they put a little more care than over Ted Lindsay, because I do want that to be the true MVP of hockey over.
It's
nothing against media. Yeah. I would rather just be able to say, like, the players know each other. But you also do actually have to put some thought into your voting of who had the best season this past year.
I would agree with you. Like there should be the players recognized game. It should be a bigger award because it's the players saying that you're the best.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But it's just a different mentality between the different sports that makes
Culture's way
right?
different.
Like yeah. The
Yeah.
NFL is everybody thinks they're the best players. So okay, let's find out who's the best player based on the players.
Like I really don't think, and you see it when McDavid, he was a finalist for the Hart and Ted Lindsay like 2 seasons ago. He didn't even show up. Like, but if that was in the NFL, the MVP or NBA, like the players will always show up and they're always dressed to the nines because they care. They really care. Hockey players just for whatever reason they don't really care that much about awards.
Travis Kelce was a 99 in Madden.
Yeah.
And that one didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Last year, he clearly lost a bit of a step. He's not a 99 anymore.
Yeah, he was busy.
He's a 97. He's a 96 or something. He should not be in the category of 99.
Yeah.
They screwed that one up. But they didn't want
There's-
to piss off the Swifties. That's my guess.
100%.
Probably they would have burned down the building if
Yeah,
he
but the
wasn't.
Swifties, I don't think they're worried about it, but the Swifties won't even know and care.
They don't even care.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even paid attention. Oh, he's a 97? What is that? Like, they don't care about that. They just want to see if he's going to win and when's Taylor Swift going to perform.
Yeah.
Get ready for that. It's another year of it.
That'll be happening.
Swiftie watch. The NFL
They're so smart.
The NFL scheduled games around Swift's schedule when it came to
smart.
the Chiefs.
It's ridiculous.
So smart.
That is insane. Actually.
So smart.
Business wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring that extra attention.
You just found a whole new demographic.
Yeah.
Lots of
Like
millions.
they're so smart, and people can rip the NFL however they want, but they just took one of the biggest stars in the world and took basically all of her fans and said, "You guys are now football fans." Sounds terrible.
Until potentially they break up.
Maybe, yeah.
That'd be the only thing. We'll find out.
But to me,
for now,
happens
they're
then,
all
eh?
they're all tuning in now to
it'd be
see
fascinating.
her.
It would be.
I
And
kind of don't like. I don't wish ill on relationships. But there's that
What would
part of
happen?
me that goes,
What if?
I'd be fascinated to see how this breakup is because Taylor Swift doesn't do like small breakups type
no,
thing.
she'll write a whole 2
It's
albums
a whole
on that.
like there's albums coming from
There'll be
this.
an album
There's
coming from
tours.
it.
There's-
All the Swifties would tune into Chiefs games to watch him lose games. And
Will
rip
they,
them.
or do they just completely
No.
bolt?
No,
do
they
they
would-
like? It's the ramifications potentially of this that I am.
They're tuning in to watch him
fascinated
burn.
by. That, or do they like? They're fully cheering against him. You'd have to
Yes,
think.
and the NFL
They're-
has just capitalized on all of them.
Yeah, that's weird. That's gonna be crazy. Will she headline?
It's a win-win.
Does she
It's a
go and then
win-win.
try to
Super Bowl.
date another NFL player?
Even better.
Like
Yeah.
there's, or does she go to a different athlete? Does she just like? There
Probably
is the
its own-
part that goes. I would be fascinated because of how big this relationship has become.
Yeah.
What would happen if it was coming down? At the same time, if this relationship continues and they get married and have kids, that also is going to be crazy to see.
yeah,
regardless
new
of whatever
segment.
happens, whether they stick together or they break up, the NFL has captured new fans.
Yeah.
Jasmine in the nasty chat, more like so annoying. And then Kelvin, they're going to break up for sure. It's a 3-album breakup. I do know somebody who
Maybe.
has a bet that I think they had the bet that they'd break up before the start of this upcoming season.
Oh, damn.
So I got to go double check with them and see if that bet's still holding because time's ticking here. I don't think a breakup's coming anytime soon.
No, I saw. What were they doing? I saw a video of them just recently, like a week ago, and they looked just as in love as they did last season.
Well, I will say, even if they weren't, it'd be tough. Like, if he wanted to break up with her, it'd be tough because she's been on tour. Mm-hmm. You can't be that guy.
Yeah.
And then he's going to an NFL season, and you can't be that girl.
No. Yeah. It'll be weird.
If they break up, it's in the middle of the season or
Oh
right
my
before
God.
playoffs.
So now, okay, here's the other question to that. Does that set Travis Kelce off and into beast mode? And he's completely unstoppable.
Cue the music.
Like 3 touchdowns every game, 150 yards, just hurting guys running through him. Or does he
just
go
a
the
beast.
other way and
Just
he's just
assaulting.
can't
No
catch
kidding,
anything?
eh?
Like he struggles. He's not in it. You're going, this guy's washed up now. He's lost his game.
Just ruins his career.
Which way does it go?
Oh, that's
goes-
funny.
Oh my! Josh Clausen has texted me a link from Cosmopolitan.com.
Uh-oh.
The wife of a quote-unquote top Chiefs exec was allegedly overheard saying Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged.
Oh, snap.
Come on.
That's beautiful.
New
Love
fans.
to see it.
There's-
Yeah, more fans.
So are they actually
Touchdown.
engaged
Yeah.
already?
Touchdown.
Attaboy, Josh.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Clausen on the beat when it comes to that one.
Wow.
Forecast.
That's from
of-
this article's from August 6th. So this is from just yesterday.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, the more you know. That's
Get ready for
that's
it.
today's forecast. The Swifties. Or something like that.
Is Josh a Swiftie?
He might be.
No, I wouldn't
No?
think so.
Well, he likes music,
He was well, he is a
raps.
rapper first.
so I wouldn't. Everyone, you have a soft side. I could see him.
I don't
Drake one day.
I could see
whatever
his wife maybe
Eminem.
liking Swift. And so he has to hear
So
it
then
naturally.
he has to hear about it? Okay.
Yes, I could see
She
that.
throws some rhymes in her songs. She does.
T Swift?
Yeah, she's got a few.
He goes, ha ha ha, no. I
don't know,
not
Josh.
Swifty.
don't
Your
know.
weather on CTV Edmonton is not coming from a Swifty.
Oh, that's
He's
good.
there,
That's
so. No, he just said, I just saw this yesterday on Twitter. So that's all it was.
I was
So
like, man, that was pretty quick.
well,
hey, your secret's
It's
safe with
okay.
me, Josh.
It's totally okay.
I weirdly have a really good knowledge of pop culture, of what's going on in pop culture.
Really?
Yes. I know like quite a bit of who's dating who and the various drama that like to a degree. Like more than I think people would guess.
Yeah. I hate it because I also feel like I'm pretty good in that, but I'm not proud of it because it's like, it's nothing to be, I don't know. I
don't have any of it.
Yeah, no, but it's
I'm
like
always
various
in the
things can
loop of
come up.
things.
I know like to a degree what's happening here with T Swift and,
Yeah.
and the drama between
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo and like there's all those little things
Yeah.
that I know this. Like I remember I think you may have told him first, but Dusty learning about Tate McRae potentially, was cheated on by the Columbus Blue Jackets player. Sillinger?
Yeah. Or
Who is it?
I'm drawing a blank here.
Tate McRae was dating
Was it Ken?
Blue Jacket.
Or
and he
He
cheated on her.
apparently cheated on her.
Let me show you my shocked face.
And but then the thing is, like, that's why like people then were saying online, she went to the NHL All-Star game and like she wanted to do that All-Star was like she got to the All-Star game first, and she became this big deal in hockey where everyone's like, who is this? Oh, she's great, and it was like an fu to him.
Oh, really?
That's
yeah, it was Cylinder. It was
Cylinder.
Yeah.
And but it's like Dusty didn't know this. You now didn't know this. I knew this going into it.
This is so
Like
interesting.
that whole Tate
lot of-
McRae one with Sillinger is, I love it because I hope it's true because it's the greatest thing she could do. It's
Yeah.
the greatest fu you could give an ex-boyfriend. I would think is you're in the NHL. That's cool. You cheated on me. That's cool. I'm at the All-Star game. Where are you?
Yeah. And I remember Travis Konechny, of all people, he was really talking to her at the All-Star game a lot.
Well, but
a lot of videos
that
on
was when she was
was
seen with Kid Leroy.
Yeah, and she was with Kid Leroy then. Yeah. So
Because they were
lots
out
going
with
on
Justin
there.
Bieber
Who's
and
Kid
Haley
Leroy?
Bieber. Some
I'll do the
musician that I'm not a
same
big
thing I told you. No, I don't know this. I'll sing it to you later. There's a
once
lot of
again,
nasties.
I know a lot of pop culture. I probably shouldn't know.
He had like the song of the summer
this
with
is
the
hilarious.
Biebs. Justin Bieber two summers ago.
Clausen does add his wife hates in all caps T Sizzle
Really?
Swizzle, and I'm ambivalent to T Swift. So there you go.
Okay.
But I do find like it's with women and Taylor Swift. You love her
It's
or
weird.
you hate her.
Yeah.
There is no in between with women and Taylor Swift.
No.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
polarizing. Who'd have thunk it? She just sings.
it's almost like
She also causes a lot of drama. You can't be friends. Like if you're friends with T Swift, you can't also be friends with someone T Swift's upset with,
Yeah.
or the Swifties come at you.
Yeah. Oh
Really?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And that's the
it's-
stupid thing. That's
And
the
apparently,
stupid
maybe
thing.
Taylor
God.
Swift also like ices you out. That's partly like there's. I could go into those. I
Oh
won't go
my
into those ones.
God.
Yeah,
I don't have time for that in my life.
if you're in Montenegro,
Give me a month. I'll be all up to date.
Yeah, honestly.
you watch Big Brother, Maddie. I would expect you to be updated on the latest gossip, but it's very different. That's not celebrities.
Yeah.
I just, for some reason, am in tune with what's going on with celebrities. It's useless information I have, but I have some of it.
It's because you have enough time to go down
guilty.
the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's a
It doesn't take much to go down the rabbit hole either.
I know.
Like
lot of
it's
it's on
not. Just go on
TikTok.
Reddit.
or Reddit.
see it on Reddit.
Yeah, you see it on
I
Reddit
think that's
a
where I
lot.
get a lot of it from.
Yeah.
Is it?
Or you just see that one thing where you like somebody will comment about some beef and you're like, why is there beef?
It's gonna be in my
and you just quickly look it up and you learn the beef and you're like, oh, there's the beef.
You look it up on
You know what's
Reddit,
gonna
and then you
happen?
go to the comments.
This is gonna be my algorithm because the phone's always listening now, and all I'm gonna see is T Swift coming through my Twitter.
Tweet Swift beef, Tweet
Yeah.
Swift X's.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift.
There,
Taylor
I want
Swift.
you to get all those things.
You're gonna get
So
it.
you can study on them.
It is weird how that works because when we like Backscape, we're talking about Backscape, a
Backstage
lot.
shows up all the time on
Yeah,
my phone now.
and like now, like I never like really had that before, but then since started Hello Hockey, one of the sponsors, and that's all I was seeing, and I was just like, maybe this is, it for sure is. I feel like there is some.
I just
people that
refreshed
back
my
that up.
page on X just to make sure. Nothing yet, so I'm good.
That's good.
Yeah. They're not that quick.
Give it.
They are
'Cause
pretty quick.
They wanna.
sus.
You also said something though about it. You called them out, so they're gonna take their time.
Yeah.
It's a slow burn.
They're gonna slow burn this one on you.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
It's going to happen. Portions of this hour of the EST Angle brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at thehiveproductmarketing.com. Matt Iwanyk, Shawn Belle, YouTube Trev with you here, about 20 minutes away from the Lock Shop with Huss and P. Greggy. Then at noon, the Oil Stream with myself and Zach. To come, reminder, we mentioned earlier, the Edmonton Riverhawks, they got their first playoff game. At home.
Ever.
August 10th, this Saturday. Tickets on sale, gohawks.ca, I think it is. And of note, I will say this, gohawks.ca, it's not general admission. To help keep things a little calmer, I guess, with like Canada, it sold out. It was a little bit wild. It is all, you're picking your seats. So Section I gang's going to have to get together here and figure out where we're going to get our, like, who's coming and all that, because we need to get our Section I tickets. Mm-hmm. To be locked in. I'm not giving up Section I. It's my section.
Yep.
It's Mooner's section. I'm gonna
It's
have to
a
text
fun
Mooner.
section.
That's
I liked
that's
it.
Well, we had to sit at a game a couple of weeks ago. I was there, and then Mooner showed up with Tyler Hupka and a buddy of his,
Yep.
and we weren't in our Section I because it was too full. We got there a little late. I'm like, that's our section.
Damn it.
That's our spot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys should have it off.
I could just see
Well, it's
Maddie
Just like
looking
one,
there
just
for
here's my,
like a
here's the
minute.
seats.
Just like, oh,
It's one of those like.
deflated.
That's the problem with them doing so. Is like you're taking away
This is
the
EST
day
seats.
oneers. The day oneers.
Yeah.
These are our spots.
yeah. What day was the game again?
Saturday.
Saturday. The Saturday.
So what you could do this weekend, if you're not doing Folk Fest, because I think Folk Fest is this week.
So many fests.
I've never been Folk Fest and I'd like to go, but there hasn't been that artist except once that I've wanted to see. And that
Been there.
I was working and I couldn't go see that one.
Been to it. Didn't care for
I can
it.
Of
strum a
Monsters
tune
and
for
Men.
you, and you can just tune
That
into
was
me,
the band I
Maddie.
wanted to see. You're not of Monsters and Men.
Monsters and Men. Oh, that's familiar. That's a familiar one.
Icelandic
Is
band.
that whole hill now? You're allowed to have booze on it?
I have no
Because
idea.
that changes the game. The reason I didn't like
you
part of
couldn't
it,
drink?
because you had to, so when I went, you had to go into the beer gardens
And drink
you
there?
had to drink there, and you couldn't actually see the
That's-
music.
That's not fun.
No, it was
Yeah,
brutal.
that's stupid.
Festival frequent asked questions. Let's see if I can find anything. All site license. The festival has an all site license. Purchase your beverage in the bar service area and take it with you wherever you want on site.
Game changer. Because
Where-
now you can actually you go get your stuff, go to the hill, and you can watch the artist.
What hill?
if you're
It's
gonna go-
also cash free, so if you're
It's
going
all
credit
down the
and
side
debit.
of what hill
I
is that?
forgot what
So like North Edmonton,
No,
or
it's
like
just
just
south
in the
of the
river
river.
valley, right?
So
South of the river.
it's like I don't know how to
There's
fully
few
explain
hills
it.
in Edmonton. I'm just trying
It's
to think.
east of the Ball Diamond.
Oh, okay.
If you go past
Nasty, which hill is
Because
it?
I think I've
Nasty
seen
chat,
photos.
Tell me what
I've
hill
seen
it is.
photos. I'm just trying to. So yeah, it's south of the river, east. Okay, I feel like I could find it. Because I had friends that went there last year. I think the good old folk fest.
Yeah, because if you're
it's-
paying
yeah.
the money to go to Folk Fest, you want to see the artist. You don't want to be stuck in a beer gardens where you can't see the artist. You can barely
Smell
hear the
cigarettes.
music. Yeah,
Ugh.
to me,
Oh,
it's,
it's on the north side of the river, isn't it? Or is it
It
south?
is?
trying to
Yeah,
remember.
no, I agree.
Gallagher Park.
You should be
Gallagher
able
Park?
to
I
linger,
think Gallagher Park is it. Yeah.
linger with your beer.
Yeah, that's the
Just
thing.
walk around.
yeah.
Yeah,
But you can do
I hate
Folk
that.
Fest. Saturday, you've got Riverhawks, 7 o'clock, Bellingham Bells. Sunday, you got the Edmonton Elks, 5 o'clock for game. 4 o'clock, Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Myself and Jay Milne will be there for the Green and Gold kickoff show and the post-game show. We'll have you covered. Or you could head down to the game 3 hours beforehand. Tailgate opens. Zach, Tacoma, and Trev will be there with some chips and water to give away. And so
Can't wait.
beautiful weather right now still.
It will be beautiful that day as well.
You can go
And
golf at the ranch. Look at
huge
Tea Time,
game.
ranchgolf.com.
After a huge dub, it was packed before. It's going to be even more packed now.
I hope so.
I can't wait to see the turnout on the game. You have to think that people are. I don't know. I certainly hope so. It would be awesome. But yeah, tailgate for sure all year long has been awesome. It's a good party, good people, good folk, and you love to see it.
I'm very.
What? I was always laughing at me.
I'm fascinated by the Elks though on this one because there's no Vernon Adams for the Lions. And if the Elks do play like they did last game, the win's there. They're actually the favorite on Coolbet going into this game. I was surprised. Money line, it was at least as of yesterday, it was the same odds. It was equal. It was virtual tie basically. But the Elks were the 1-point favorite.
Yeah.
If they go win this game, it's Hamilton next. To me, that 3-game win streak is there on the table. Then it's Montreal, which I would guess is a loss, and then it's the Calgary Labor Day series, which I'm not big on Calgary and stuff, but you go split that even or something. And all of a sudden, could you be a 4-2 club in 6? What type of attention does this team get the rest of the way?
You're still a losing team. That's at the end of the day. That's where you're at.
Sure, but also now you're 4-9. You have Calgary one more time. You've got Winnipeg twice. You got Toronto, who I don't know what to make of Toronto. There's winnable games.
Do you think
the
you
rest
can
of
get
the
to
way.
500?
I don't think 500, but 7-8 wins.
Sorry.
The Canadians coming back up in pole vault.
Yep.
Alicia Newman, I believe was her name.
She's set.
So she is going. I can't actually. You're not allowed to do play-by-play of Olympics. They would get mad at you and say, "Oh, she gave up."
Oh.
I don't know what happens on that.
Oh.
I don't know if that's if she gets a redo because she didn't actually jump, or if that just doesn't count. No, she gets an X.
That's tough.
Is that it? Done?
I don't know.
Oh, I certainly hope not.
Because I know high jump, you get 3 chances. I don't know if that's pole vault. Is the same.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Also, the NCAA has handed Jim Harbaugh 4-year show cause for recruiting violations.
That sucks.
They've a show cause order. Don't know what that is. For recruiting violations, for impermissible contact with recruits and players while access was restricted during the COVID-19 pandemic. So he goes to the NFL and they go, we'll hand you a penalty. Cool.
NCAA football is a joke.
That's embarrassing.
It honestly is.
Why even Canada falling down?
You know that they all do this stuff. They openly do it. So why you're handing out fines and sanctions and all this different stuff? Like, give me a break, man. Unless you're going to do it to everybody.
Well, no, that's on top of that too. It's just like, okay, he's not even in the NFL anymore, or in the NCAA anymore. He's in the NFL, so big deal.
Oh, that's a big deal.
El Presidente saying, just looking at the West Coast League playoff situation, I think the Riverhawks should host games 2 and maybe 3 if necessary. Should have the number 2 seed in the North Division. I think what the Riverhawks said is due to travel restrictions, or that they had to do Edmonton home and then they go to Bellingham for 2. I don't know why that would be the case since you have to travel anyways.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they say due to travel reasons, Edmonton's going to host the 10th and then Bellingham will get the other 2 games.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if they can go. Actually, they've been rolling. I had a lot of worry about the team because they've lost a lot of players because at this time of year, players start going back to colleges and they get called back early. Mm-hmm. And they've lost a lot of players. They're like 7-2 or something. Or 7-3 or something, or 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
They're rolling.
Yeah, they smoked the lefties over the weekend. Just obliterated them. It was like one game was like 15-4, and then their first game against, I don't know, in this new series, they absolutely dummied the opposition. So you love to see it. They're doing, they are
What do you
rolling.
think those college kids they view of Edmonton? They're probably like, man, this is a wicked place to play.
So who was I talking to? I can't remember who it was, but when they had the All-Star game this year and some Riverhawks were there, and I guess all the players were talking to those players about how cool Edmonton looks and is.
Yeah.
They all are fascinated by Edmonton because Like it's not almost not even close with the attendances they're getting anywhere else. So one, you're playing in front of a full park that's just like wow. It is a beautiful venue. Like they're
Fireworks.
seeing Edmonton
It really
at
is.
a really nice spot.
Fireworks.
And honestly, if you're like, Edmonton has its issue in the winters of recruiting people. We should not have issues recruiting people in the summer.
Yeah, the city of Edmonton in the summer is very nice.
You also get to go to these kids if you're Jake Landford. And I'm sure he probably will say, I don't do this, but you can maybe wink, nudge, like all that. They're Americans you're trying to recruit. 18's your legal drinking age.
Yeah.
Not 21.
That's true.
Hey.
Party.
Hey, marijuana.
So
it's
close to-
legal. Like,
Yeah.
come on up. You know, like there's that
to
advantage for
Jasper.
kids. Like, yeah, you can go play and like, look, I'm sure you can go get. Well, I'm not sure. I know you can get alcohol in the States at underage. It happens, but you don't have to worry about it here. Like, you don't have to like try
freedom.
like who's getting us it or anything.
This
You
is
could
true.
go get it yourself. Just head on down to the liquor store.
Don't need a
grab
boot.
your drinks. Come on out. So I feel like that's a huge recruiting part too for this.
Yep.
You have to think, yeah.
You want to play ball in the summer. Obviously, you're going to party. We're not naive enough to think that they don't. It's a lot easier to do it in Edmonton than going somewhere else.
Yep.
Plus, bigger city compared to some of these other places. You're going to have a better nightlife. I know Edmonton's
Such a
not
city.
New York nightlife, but in this, it's almost like for New York nightlife
It's
compared
pretty cool.
to some other places. Like Portland would be great. I think you'd want to go play for the Pickles. Yeah, if you play for Nanaimo, it'd be nice to be on the ocean. But I don't know, is the party scene that awesome out there?
Probably not.
It's not Edmonton.
Yeah.
You could go right to Jasper or White, depending where you live. There's things to do for you as a kid.
That is true.
So it's I think Edmonton always has that. It's going to have a big advantage of that. And if you're recruiting college kids,
Yeah. I feel like for a lot of people, I know myself, it was like a surprise. Like I was surprised by how nice the summers are here. Like I never heard about any of it, and my family they're all from Calgary, and they're always ripping on Edmonton. So I think that plays a huge part as to
Makes
why
sense.
I thought that.
I rip on Calgary all the time.
And
You hear me
it's like
saying
a
that.
banter between it, yeah. And so like my uncle's always ripping, just family in general. They're all ripping on Edmonton, but it was like I was genuinely surprised. The River Valley, I had no idea. It's like beautiful. It's actually so beautiful here. I only was here for like one day at a time in the winter when it's like, it's
the
already,
worst.
it's usually dark when I arrive here to watch the Oilers game before growing up. So,
It's nasty.
it's a surprise, but like, I feel like that's like, and even McDavid, when he came here, he said he was like, I was surprised like how awesome the city was. And so
The only way they can make this city better is if they decided to put more restaurants into spots where you're overlooking
Yes.
the river valley.
100%.
It's the only thing, because I don't want to say put them in the river valley, because obviously that's a whole nother list of challenges that they got to try to figure out. However, putting restaurants and different maybe events closer to the river valley so you get to experience more of that, which is the best asset of Edmonton, that would...
Our banks are too high.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Is it's just not as easy to go look at the river and pay attention to the river. And that's where, like, when you're on the river, like I've been on Yukon Jack's boat many times in the past. Still haven't gone this year. He's asked me many times. I've had to say no every time, so it's not his fault. It's not. I don't want people to think I'm complaining that I didn't get the invite, even though no one
on.
cares.
I care.
It's you're on it. You're like, this is amazing. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And there are this, like, you get to the Walterdale Bridge, and there's spots where people could come right to the water. There's not enough of that.
There's not
throughout,
enough
though,
of
and
that for
that's-
sure.
I'm with
And
you,
there's
like,
not enough restaurants that are off the edges.
I would, if I had, I would also I just want one nice restaurant, even maybe two, that's right at the water.
Yep.
And you
be
could like bring your boat, dock, come have a bite.
Yeah,
Listen to
if
me,
you-
things
if you
go
that.
up
It'd be
to,
amazing. Winnipeg, I've heard done something like this, and it's amazing in their
Yep.
water.
Well, then you have San Antonio, the River Walk, which is obviously it's a different thing, but you're right down on the water and you're walking through this area, and it's their main area. It's beautiful. But if you look at some of there's a hotels, what's the Marriott, and I think it's the Fairmont. The Fairmont, they both have patios that overlook the River Valley.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable. Like, people go there, they have dinner, they have breakfast. There's lots of weddings out there. It's so picturesque. It's just, why can't we do more stuff like this? Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
We always have great ideas for things, and then it never happens. Like there was the talk of somebody at one point wanted to do like almost like a sauna type area down there, like a Nordic sauna spa area.
There's lots of spots
there was
for
like
it.
some like nice images of what it would look like, and that's never gone anywhere. So there's been a lot of ideas, and then it just dies on the table. You're like, oh, imagine if we actually
Imagine if there's a
that 10
couple
years
like
ago.
nice restaurants kind of in down by the ballpark there. Like there's 2-3 random houses down there, and I'm pretty sure they're all abandoned. Like,
That'd be cool.
I don't know. Maybe City of Edmonton just say, I'm going to take that house. Bye-bye. Here goes a restaurant in it. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, those are the Richie houses though, so you got to piss off a rich person.
Nice.
No,
houses.
not those ones.
Not those ones?
Not those ones. You go drive by there in the next couple days, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
So I saw a first attempt for this person. So I'm assuming the Canadian has a couple more attempts still.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's probably like high jump, and you get multiple attempts at it. So fingers crossed that is the
Hope so,
case.
because that would sucked.
That's too bad. Well, she didn't even
the
get the
big
jump.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
I
like,
went to the
I,
Olympics.
she, like,
I didn't get to
hesitated.
jump.
I didn't even go with the pole vault and get in the air.
Yeah.
I stayed on the ground.
Show your
crap.
highlight reel. How'd you do? Well,
So we'll have to pay attention. 200-meter final coming up in semis today as well. We'll keep you in tune with everything that's happening at the Olympics. Up next, it is the Lock Shop. Huss and P. Greggy at noon. It's the oil stream with myself and Zach to come. Boys, this was fun.
this was a lot of fun.
I still think I have a chance in 200 again.
Sure, buddy.
Let's
whatever you want
to be determined. If you'd like
a man
that,
can dream, Maddie. A man can dream.
100, no
Text
chance.
us.
I stand by that. 100, absolutely no chance. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout here on your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Talk. Like I said, up next, it is the Lock Shop in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.